swear. Okay, I slightly messed the intro up. But hello everyone. Welcome to Coaster Time. This is the 24th episode of Coaster Time, hosted by me, Carrick from Coaster Hour. And if you are new to these live streams, basically I do a bunch of different segments such as news, trivia, Q&A, and a lot more where you, the viewers, can participate. With me today, I have two incredible guests, the two co-owners of the Theme Park Media YouTube channel and the Talkin Trimless podcast, those being Zach and Marina. So if you could introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit more about yourselves and where to find you, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm Zach. Nice to be back. I've been on the stream before. If you guys remember Talkin Trimless, I think we did a few months back, and it was a blast. I'm so excited to be back. Theme Park Media, that's the channel that we run. We're the ones that do the theories. You might know me as the voice behind the theories. And yeah, Marina, what about you?
Can she hear?
Can you hear us?
Because I just heard that she can't hear anything, so there might be some technical difficulties there.
All right, I will carry on until we get issues resolved.
Hold on. Well, I'll ask the chat, is the audio good between us two thus far? And then we'll figure out the other thing. But I can, we'll figure that out. Let's see. So, I'm trying to think which we should do here at this point.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying the audio is good. And Marina, you still can't hear anything? I'll just put it in the chat. But everything should be good otherwise. But we'll see if that gets fixed. So, I guess, shoot, I don't know what I want to do here. Do we go with the news and then just kind of figure it out as we go, or?
Yeah, I can carry on until we get everything with her resolved, if necessary.
Alrighty, I think we'll do that.
Okay.
So I think I'll remove because I think she can still hear if things get resolved. So we'll do that. So we'll start off with the news. And this week we had quite the, actually not as much as the last episode, but we had quite the bit of news for sure. So let's see. Here we go with the news. So we had quite a bit happen this week. And
I think Marina's good now.
Oh, she's good now?
Yeah, she threw in the chat good now.
Okay,
all
so
right.
I'm gonna bring this in. All right. Marina, say something, introduce yourself, and we'll test that way.
All right. I'm Marina. I am the co-host of the Talkin Trimless podcast, and I am the script editor for Theme Park Media. And yeah.
Sounds good on my end. Guys in the chat, what do you think?
Yeah, awesome.
I'll just make sure the chat thinks it's good, and then we'll move on to the news, which, as you can see, we're going to be talking about Universal Studios Beijing opening first. So, but I just do want to make sure that the audio is good. Looking at the chat, seems like it should be good. So we'll go then. As I was saying, Universal Studios Beijing, it has opened. September 20th, I believe, was when it opened. Looks like an absolutely amazing park. Either of you two have any thoughts on this?
I think this is Universal's step in the right direction. I think a lot of what Universal does falls short of something amazing, but this park looks like they were drawing inspiration from places like Disney, Fantasyland, these really immersive places, and throwing their IPs into a really solid land. So the park's built up of all these different lands, and we haven't really seen that from Universal. We have loosely themed lands. So I definitely think this is a step in the right direction for Universal, especially with rides like Hagrid's and Velocicoaster, which are super immersive. Now that we're getting an entire park like this, I think this is perfect.
Yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic, and I agree. It seems like they've knocked this one out of the park. Marina, any thoughts on this?
I agree. By the looks of it, it looks like it could be one of the best Universal parks. So I'm really excited to see how the park does in the future, and yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. The Jurassic Park ride for me is my most anticipated ride. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I've seen a POV of it. It looks incredible.
That looks like Universal's stab at Rise the Resistance.
Yeah,
And
I could see that for sure.
I love both Jurassic Park and Star Wars, so having two amazingly high-tech rides like that, that's like why I love being a theme park enthusiast. It's so much fun to be that immersed in a story.
Yeah, it looks so good. Definitely, I can see that now that you mention it. Definitely seems like their response to Rise for sure. But that was not the only park that opened this week. We also had the legendary Magic Kass. There's no good way to say this
Yeah.
park's name. It's a park in Israel. It actually does look pretty cool. They have a Zamperla Disco on the roof, and it's an indoor park mostly with a bunch of flat rides. They even have like a Larson Super Loop indoors, and it's like super close to the ceiling. So, and it's got some nice light packages, so it looks cool. But the name is, I think, why this park's been getting a lot of coverage as of late. In even the newspapers in the region are making fun of it, so it's not like a mistranslation error. This is just the name they went with, and just such a weird park and name in general. Any thoughts here, or is this the first time you're hearing about this?
It's one of the first times I'm hearing about it, but that's a super unattractive name for a business. Like nothing about that screams theme park to me, and it screams stay away. But I mean, hey, it's points for originality, so I'll give it to them for that.
Yeah, if they were trying to make publicity, I think they did a really good job. The only thing I know about it is the name, and yeah.
Yeah, there's no bad publicity, so as long as they can make the headlines, they're getting people are starting to know about them. So again,
Yeah,
applaud them for that.
I want to visit just for the name, so I'm sure other people do too.
That is true. Yeah,
Just
I
to say
mean,
I've been.
they got a ton of publicity off of this, so I mean, good for them. Interesting looking park still, but the name definitely was what made the headlines here. The next thing we'll move on to are the ride reopenings. We have Skyrush, which opened for the first time in 3 months following a cable lift issue, and Riddler Mindbender opened for the first time since 2019, and supposedly rides a little different than it used to. Any thoughts here?
Yeah, Marina and I rode Skyrush in one of its last days before it closed for that time off.
Yeah.
So that we got really fortunate with some of these incidents that were going on, but Skyrush was definitely one that we cut close with getting on. We were worried about not being able to get on Storm Runner, but that one opened and we were able to get on this. And then the next day, I think this happened. So
Mhm.
it's awesome to see it back up. And over Georgia's, that ride, I didn't like all that much. So if it's riding different, maybe I can give it a second look.
Yeah, Skyrush is a coaster I would not really care if it didn't reopen. But I mean, I guess it's good for its fans. And then Riddler, that's good because I'm hoping to get on it soon. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I haven't done Riddler Mindbender either, or Mindbender even at all, so I'm interested to ride it for sure. Good to see
Yeah.
both these rides reopen. Next bit of news are ride closures. We have two coasters that closed recently, one of which is the legendary Abandoned Mine at Uncle Bernie's Amusement Park in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Rest in peace. This was a Molina and Sons coaster, same manufacturer who made Lil Phantom. But that coaster is no longer around. And then we also have Momonga. I probably totally butchered that. Standing in Loop coaster at Yomiuri Land, which was one of the first coasters to ever feature a stand-up train. It was a Togo, of course. So also pretty unfortunate that that had to go. I heard it was actually a pretty fun ride um, from people who'd ridden it. Any thoughts here?
Uncle Bernie's, that hits close to Christian from Theme Park Horizons home. That's like in his backyard, and he's never been. So Uncle Bernie's, I'm not surprised if a lot of you guys listening to this haven't heard of this park, but they don't really have too much. So maybe if they're getting rid of this, they'll put in something small like another kiddie coaster or something. So um, yeah, the Uncle Bernie's one hits close to home, but I'm not too sure about the other one. Again, it's never fun to see coasters go, but usually it's for a better cause.
Agreed. Any thoughts from you, Marina, or?
Yeah. About the Uncle Bernie's one, I feel bad for Christian. We're gonna, try to go there and ride it, but never mind. Another defunct cred in Florida. So
What's the better name, Uncle Bernie's or Magic Kass?
100% Magic Cast.
Magic. I mean, that is so much more like that's gonna break headlines. Like it already is. Like,
Yeah.
we're talking about it solely for the
Imagine,
name already.
imagine your little kid coming up to you, be like, "Mommy, Daddy, I want to go to Magic Cast."
Yeah, and
Like,
they're like, "What'd you just say?" I learned it in school. And they're like, go into the school, shut it down. Let's go to Uncle Bernie's instead. But yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Legendary
I have
names
my
for
first
sure.
one.
Rip Christian though. I mean,
I know.
he was like delaying going to this park
Yeah.
for so long, and now he's gonna miss the coaster credit. I mean, they have a powered
Mm-hmm.
coaster, like a dragon wagon or something, but still. Rest
Uncle
in
Bernie's
peace.
has a flat ride that looks way too aggressive. It's like take like the magic carpet ride and like up the speed like 10, and we call it the airtime simulator. That's by far what I'm most excited for if we go to Uncle Bernie's. It's so aggressive how fast it goes up and down while it's spinning. Definitely recommend you check that out on YouTube if you haven't. It's just this really aggressive looking family ride. But yeah, rest in peace, Uncle Bernie coaster.
Yep. Next thing we'll move on to is a coaster that is closed for a season. V2 Vertical Velocity at Six Flags Great America has closed, and there was a sign that was put up right next to it that said, in quote, "We'll be back in a Flash in 2022, likely
wow.
hinting at a Flash retheme, kind of like what Six Flags Discovery Kingdom got. I mean, it's an impulse, so it's not that big of a deal for me, but I'm sure there's some other people who enjoy this ride. I mean, it'll be back, so not too much here, but it is closed it did close early, so
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they just slap vertical velocity on this. Flash vertical velocity.
yeah,
They did it with
exactly.
one at Discovery Kingdom, and it's Six Flags. I mean, just because they're doing another Flash name, vertical velocity just screams like it's gonna happen. I
Yep,
bet my money that this is gonna happen.
guaranteed. Not. I don't think there's too much. Marini, do you have anything to add?
I mean, I think it's a good thing. I kind of like the retheme idea, but like as a coaster itself, I don't care too much for impulses. So
Me either. But yeah, that's the news for V2, and we'll move on to some news relating to Golden Horse. They have revealed
Yikes.
a new smaller company of theirs that they own called Noble Ride Switzerland, and this company will be attempting to sell Golden Horse's ride products and coasters in Europe and supposedly even America. I have no idea how well this is going to do or if it'll flop. I think some parts will probably buy some things from it, but we'll see what happens. But this is a new little company on the map now, I suppose.
I'm calling it. Uncle Bernie's is gonna get one of these.
I'm calling it Holiday Park is gonna get one of these.
All these sus parks like Kennywood, Uncle Bernie's,
Yeah.
Magic Cass is getting a Noble Rides coaster. I am calling it right now
Yes,
on
that
Coaster
would be
Time.
incredible.
I'm calling it.
Yes, although they could get Golden Horse because they are in
Yeah.
Middle East, so
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah.
yeah. But either way, certainly on the table.
Yeah, this is weird. I feel like the amount of theme park incidents is about to increase significantly now that Golden Horse rides are gonna go worldwide. Those things just look like janky, not engineered properly. But hey, I mean, good business strat, I guess. So shout out to Noble Rides.
My prediction is that one of these is gonna go to Holiday Park. They're gonna have the last incident they can like get over, and then that'll be the reason it closes.
The thing about Marina though is you want Holiday Park to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Marina being a former European enthusiast, she's seen the highs and lows of Europe, and I definitely think she thinks Holiday Park is a low. Right?
I prefer Fun Spot.
Wow.
Dang.
I don't like Fun Spot with my whole heart. I mean, it has some charm to it, but Holiday Park, I don't know. G-Force though. Maybe.
Yeah, but apparently it's been running terribly over the last few years
It
because they can't
has.
maintain it.
Yeah.
But I guess the one thing I will say about this, I know a lot of us enthusiasts trash on Golden Horse. There's some spinners of theirs that actually do look solid, so I'll give them a little credit. There's some rides that actually look solid from them, but we'll have to see how this goes.
I'm
Next,
excited.
you're excited. We'll see what happens. Should be interesting for sure. Next bit of news is that Roger Rabbit's cartoon Spin at Disneyland California is getting a storyline change. I rode this ride on my last two Disneyland visits this year, and I had become quite a fan of it, so I'm a little surprised to hear that this is going to happen. I don't think they've given much detail, so I don't really have I don't really know exactly all what to expect. I guess they will be making Jessica Rabbit like the lead character for the story. I imagine some changes with some of the scenes. Don't know exactly what's going to happen, but that is something that is changing. So there's that. I don't think either of you have ridden this attraction, correct?
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with this ride.
Alrighty then. I guess we'll unless either of you have anything, we'll move on to the next thing.
I mean, I am glad that instead of like completely retheming it to like a newer IP, they're kind of keeping it a little similar because
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of like the rethemes Disney's been doing lately to like their classic attractions. So
Yeah, that was exactly my thoughts on Splash Mountain. I'm like, I mean, maybe it's with the characters or whatever, but like, why couldn't you make like a sequel to Splash Mountain? You know, like retheme it to like what happens after Splash Mountain, like a whole other story.
yeah,
So like keep the theme, but completely different storyline. I think that
Yeah.
would be cool. So to hear that
I
they're
like
doing
that
that with
idea.
this ride is really cool.
Yeah. I'm at least happy that yes, they're not like gutting it. They are keeping
Hmm.
it and just changing it up a little bit. In other Disney news, Rise of the Resistance at Disney's Hollywood Studios, not quite at Disneyland yet, has gone to a standby queue. Finally,
Yeah.
after a long time, being on virtual queue. So now, if you want to ride it more than once, I guess theoretically you could, depending on how long the line is. So,
On the topic of Christian from Theme Park Horizons, he's literally in this park right now.
oh yeah, I saw in his
Yeah.
story. Yep.
Yeah, but as far as this ride goes, it was just so stressful with the whole virtual queue. I maybe like do that for some lesser known rides, but something like this where you have thousands of people just trying to cram in like to like a certain amount of spots for Disney, not the strategy. So for them going full standby, I think this is awesome. Put that nice queue to good use.
Yep. And for anyone who has not ridden Rise, don't worry. This picture is just of the beginning of the queue line. It's nothing too significant. Not a spoiler or anything. Oh, Marina, do you have any thoughts on this?
Not really. I haven't done it yet. So I
Alrighty.
did hear that the virtual queue is like really stressful with the whole board and group
It
thing.
was.
So I mean, it's good that like if you really, really want to do it, then you still have a chance to do it.
Absolutely. Um, Having done the virtual queue, it was pretty stressful. The next thing we'll move on to is Ride Engineers Switzerland. This is the manufacturer who made the the rollerball ride, like they have the chicken themed coaster somewhere, Wilda Hilda, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
Yeah, that's that manufacturer. They have revealed a new flat ride called the Wave Twist. They have a smaller version that's like themable, and then they have a larger version that
Whoa.
is a little larger. It's kind of like I would say kind of like a mega disco, except there's two now things of spinning, and obviously the larger one has a little bit of a curve to it. So weird flat ride. Don't know how many parks are gonna pick this up, but it was interesting to see.
That looks like free spin track.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't look too much into the like track design based off the renderings, but yeah, it does kind of look like it.
It's something to note because I feel like RMC is just giving their like leasing their track to all these manufacturers. So someone that's starting out with something like this, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that is
They've
interesting
Yeah,
though.
like they've given their track to S&S and Skyline so far, so maybe another one. But yeah, this is a good fit with Noble Rides. There's a lot of these manufacturers in Switzerland now.
Yep, there are. Any thoughts here, Marina?
To me, it's kind of hard to picture what kind of park would get one of these, but they look fun, so looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
My only question is these small ones. I mean, this looks kind of cool, like the theming they're able to
Yeah.
do with it. I wonder if you can do something, make a straighter version of these larger ones because
Hmm.
it does look a little like kind of. I mean, I'm sure in person it would look a little more interesting, but it does kind of look bland, like just seeing it like this. So
Yeah.
would be interesting to see. Next thing we have Sesame Place in San Diego will be opening in March of 2022. That we finally got a opening date. It's replacing the Aquatica Park, and that's why you see all these water slides. So that's that. Just an opening date announcement. So I think I'm gonna move on from this if that's fine with you too.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next, we have Phantom's Revenge. It will be repainted with a new petrifying purple color scheme. That is the color that won out of the vote. It was either teal or purple, and purple won. I voted for purple myself. Very interested to see how this is going to look with the purple color scheme, for sure. What do you guys think?
I have mixed feelings on this because now that I'm looking at the train, the purple makes sense because it is that shade of purple. But I feel like the purple's just too light of a purple. Like Apollo has a really gorgeous purple, and that fits really nice with the trees. But this one, it's like it blends more in with the sky. So I'm interested
Hmm.
to see how it looks in the trees because this is more of like a treetop coaster. And yeah, I think the purple's a little bit too light, but in the end, cool. We just rode this, and I would love to see it get a repaint.
Yeah,
Nice.
I agree. I do kind of wish the purple was darker because I think it would have been cooler with like the theme of it. But this is a really pretty color and I'm hyped to see how it contrasts with the trees. So,
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to follow for sure. The only thing I'll say is the blue color scheme also looked really nice that they painted in the test paint, but they never had that as a votable option.
um
But we do have too many blue coasters, so I'm fine with purple. There's
I
too many blue
agree.
coasters,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm cool with this. Next bit of news, Zamperla has unveiled a new crazy looking flat ride called Blends. You'd have to look at a video to get the full idea of this thing, but basically it has two axles or axis, I think axles of rotation. Looks pretty disorienting, and you'll go through multiple flips and invert several times. Really weird looking ride, but if you haven't seen the video, I do have the video linked, but that would give a better idea of what this attraction has to offer. Have either of you seen the video or not yet?
Not yet. This is my first time I'm hearing of it.
I've
Yeah,
seen
pretty
it.
obscure. Oh, you did see it?
Yeah, I did see the video and I think it looks really fun. Looks sickening, but really fun. So,
It does look really disorienting. This is a ride that I'm like anticipating that will end up in one of Canopy Coaster's videos. He always seems to
oh
be
yeah.
riding like the craziest flat rides in the world. So I'm excited to hear about it whenever rides it for sure. And the last actual announcement we got from any park or manufacturer is Mauer Rides. They have shown their new Spike Cat and Rat model, which is a dueling powered coaster that's also a Mobius loop. Not sure if you get two rides in one, like how Twisted Colossus is, or you get off, but before you go through the second thing. But it looks, I guess, interesting, and it has like the little houses theming. Interesting ride. Mauer is putting out a lot of concepts, and it's really a question of what will get picked up and what won't, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Any thoughts here?
I really like the cute little house. Again, it's just a concept, but it just shows like how tight it is of a concept. Um, and I'm just afraid that the cycle will be too short. But then again, I don't think it's meant to be a crazy long ride. So what you see is what you get.
Yeah. That well,
Uh
if it's a Mobius, that might make it longer. So yeah,
Oh yeah, you're
Marina.
right. Makes sense.
yeah. I don't really know what to think of this. I think Mauer is on something. Um I glanced at this and thought it was like Legoland.
It does
I
kind of look
mean,
like a
it
Lego
does
house.
kind of it does kind of
kinda.
look like something they would get. Yeah, Mauer has some bizarre concepts, and I've
Yeah.
covered a few in the last few episodes, and it's like this one isn't as strange as like the maze one, but it is still interesting for sure. But very
We love
weird.
their
I do
spinners
agree.
though.
Ye- I'm happy that most people are able to enjoy them. The two I've ridden didn't really spin all that much,
Which
so
ones
I
have you
mean,
been
one of
on?
them was
Oh.
I've been on Laugh Track, but I understood that one wasn't going to. And the other one I did was Undertow at Santa Cruz, which that one surprised me because I heard so much good things about it, and it didn't really do a whole lot for me. And I do like spinning coasters, but theirs I haven't had a good ride on either, on any of the ones I've ridden. I'm sure I will eventually, but
You want to know what
that's
spinning coasters
Yeah.
make me
right.
sick? SBF
Oh, boy.
spinners of all things.
I
Oh.
love them.
I don't know what it
I
is.
think
It's
they're
just,
fun.
it feels like a ride made out of plastic, and it's just it in the back. It just takes the turns a little too aggressively, and it makes my stomach turn a little bit. Which is coasters don't do that to me, so it's weird.
Wow. Yeah, an SPF Visa, that is weird.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the next thing. This next news thing, I'll try to explain this quickly because we still don't know what the effects are, and this is a lot bigger than just theme parks, obviously, but the Evergrande Group in China is likely to collapse. They are not, and I'm not kidding when I say this, $305 billion in debt. And they are one of the largest real estate companies in China. Why this is relevant, one of their upcoming park projects is Ocean Flower Island Fairyland. That's a mouthful. It's going to be on this man-made island. This is the concept art for it, but they've actually already created the man-made island. It really does look like a flower, believe it or not. And they were going to have a park here that was set to have an S&S 40 free spin that was custom and a Vekoma Firestorm, but that is all up in the air now because of this situation. And that's just for theme parks, obviously. This has a pretty big effect if they collapse otherwise, but
Yeah, someone wants to get paid. That's a lot of money they're in debt. Wow. Even
The-
for like Six Flags standards, that's this is quite a bit.
supposedly the company owns like, and this is going into another thing, but 2% of all the real estate in China. China's huge. That's a lot.
Oh,
yeah.
my god.
And if they collapse, it is a big issue. But like I said, for parks, they have this Ocean Flower Island Fairyland, which has a Firestorm and the free spin, and it looks really cool. So it would be a shame if it, well, it's probably likely not going to open because of this, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say here. Any other thoughts, or can we move on?
You can move on.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next thing, and I couldn't get a picture, unfortunately, of the thing, but I do have a link in the description. The Donkey Kong coaster at Universal Studios Japan has gone vertical. So it is up. Like I said, picture is in the description. I have a link to it. I can't wait to see this thing actually get built. Seems like such a cool project. And it's great to see some progress done with the new coaster in a new area for Universal Studios Japan. Any thoughts here?
I think in general this land looks pretty cool, and an addition of a coaster would definitely give it a couple extra bonus points. So Donkey Kong, already a beloved character, and there's rumors of it doing some pretty cool things for a roller coaster. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
For sure. Marina?
I agree. I think it looks really cool. I don't know too much about it, so I'm interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, it is a very mysterious project right now, but I'm very much looking forward to hearing more about it. Next bit of news, demolition of La Feria Chapultepec in Mexico City has begun. This is the coaster that had Montaña Rusa. Unfortunately, that wooden coaster is already in the process of being demolished. Some pieces of track have been taken out, so that thing is gone for good. Very sad for me because I actually was in Mexico City when this park was still open and decided to skip it because I heard how sketchy it was. Keep in mind that was before the accident that happened there. But what's going to happen with this park is it'll be replaced by a new Aslan theme park. That's what it's called in 2023 from a completely new company. And they're going to be building a park there. But demolition has begun on this park that was at one point one of the largest in Mexico. Any thoughts here?
I'm looking forward to seeing what comes. If this is some sort of sketchy park, I could only imagine. I've been to some sketchy parks. Like Kennywood is in a pretty sketchy place. Doesn't seem like it, but for something like this in Mexico and it seems sketchy, if they were to replace it, give it a nice facelift, everything, that'd be really nice. So yeah, I look forward to the final product.
Yeah, I agree. I think if the park was that sketchy, it's probably for the best. And I mean, hopefully better things are to come. So I think it's for the best.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I would have preferred if they were able to get some other owner to come in and just kind of fix it up, make it nicer, but I guess that wasn't really a realistic possibility. So it is a shame. I did have family that lived in Mexico City. They visited this park several decades back before it had all the issues that it was having in its final, like, probably 10 to 15 years. So it's a shame that I couldn't do it, but yeah, looks like we'll be getting a new park from this. Next bit of news, Desperado at Buffalo Bills Casino in Nevada was seen testing, I believe, for the first time since 2019, or early 2020, either of those. Crazy to see. I thought this coaster was done for sure, but looks like they have plans to reopen it, which is nice to see, the Aero Hyper coaster.
I have not watched a POV of this thing in a long time.
Yeah, same.
I forgot this thing existed, but they should really have like Chance come in and retrack it.
Yeah, I've heard it's brutal. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it would be expensive, but I wonder if that would be something they've considered. But it is pretty expensive probably to do that, so who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But it makes me wonder why they don't remove it and maybe replace it with something else. Like if they were to just get a new coaster, doesn't need to be anything crazy. Like what if they got Mako, and they just put it here and then it's just a quality ride, made it look nice. I don't know. Love Mako, but yeah, you never know.
I love Mako too, but I don't think they could afford Mako.
A boy can dream.
Yeah. I think it looks really fun though. I kind of thought it'd be gone for good as well, but I'm really happy to see that it opened back up because I think it looks really fun.
Yeah, it's certainly a coaster that I think almost anyone who hasn't ridden it would at least like to try, myself included. It does look pretty fun, for sure. But this casino has been going through some tough times, so if this coaster was to be removed, I wouldn't expect anything huge to replace it, or potentially even anything, because this casino is kind of in the middle of nowhere in Nevada, like on the border, so they've been struggling a lot. But
Yeah,
good
what
to
is
see it
that airtime
testing.
hill? What is that airtime hill?
The hills are super weird. It's a super weird ride. Like, it is very strange.
It doesn't even have the same geometry going up as it does going down. And it looks like that like moment at the bottom of the airtime hill is like so sharp. Like
It's yes, very.
Desperado.
Yep, that was a nickname for a while. Yeah. But it is good to see this ride testing again, and hopefully it'll open soon. Next, we have the S&S Screamin Swing supports. There's been some supports spotted at the Intermountain Lift plant. Credit to jw.coasterpics on Instagram for allowing me to use the pictures here. But looking at it, the rumor is that this is for Busch Gardens Tampa. They've been rumored to get one of these rides, and I don't know. This is like probably 2023 project at this point if it happens. But it seems to fit with the color scheme and everything. It definitely seems like something Busch could get. Any thoughts here?
Screamin Swing. They're alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never done one, so I would like to do one, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, I did my first one like a week ago, and it
Nice.
was really fun, but I don't think a park like BGT, who really, really needs rides with high capacity, should get one of these because it's not really going to help much. But Yeah, I don't
I
know.
do like the paint job. That's a really nice
Yeah,
paint job. Looks cool.
Yeah,
So this is rumored to go to BGT.
it's rumored, but I mean, look at the paint job. I mean, that definitely
yeah,
looks like it fits.
Yeah, it
And
looks
they've
like
been rumored to
Gwazi to
get it
be
right.
honest.
Maybe they'll put it near there. Is probably at least that would be my guess. We'll see what happens though. If it
Yeah.
happens in like 2 years, you saw this, so there you go.
Imagine if they like put it inside Gwazi's structure and they had
Oh
like a
my
theme.
god.
How cool would it be if there was a themed land inside there? Because it's not like huge, but it's not small. That'd be cool.
They would have to make like little bridges and not bridges, like a tunnel underneath the structure. That would be
Yeah.
quite the project,
Yeah, you're right.
but it would be cool for sure. Next, I'm gonna pronounce it Phoenix because that's what it translates to. At Farup Summerland in Denmark, I probably also butchered that as well. It has gone vertical. As you can see, supports are on the ground. This was from the official park Facebook, I believe. So it has gone vertical, and this ride looks absolutely fantastic. But nice to see some progress. It's opening next year. Any thoughts here?
We're looking to get on it next year.
Ooh, that's gonna be
Yeah.
fun if you're able to do that.
Yeah, I saw the announcement for this thing and it just blew me away. Vekoma in general has been blowing me away. So when I saw this and the possibility of us being in the area next year, it's like, yes, this is something that we should definitely get out to do because there's a lot of great coasters in Denmark.
yeah.
For sure.
This is definitely one of my most anticipated coasters for next year. The animated POV looks incredible, so I am really, really excited for this. Yeah.
It'll be Marina's redemption for not getting on Abyssus when it opened. She'll be able to get on this when it
Yeah.
opened.
From what I've heard about
Hopefully.
that ride, that's fair. It seemed to underwhelm a lot of people. So, Abyssus, that is. So,
Yeah.
this ride certainly looks better. At least, I think most people would say that. But yeah. And then the last bit of news I have before channel announcements. I couldn't get the video of it, but it's on Instagram. I also have a link to it in the description. But the track work of the Dubai Hills Mall has been completed, and very much looks like the polar coaster, but on a smaller scale and inside of a building. If you've seen the footage, it has the vertical launch, serving as its lift hill, kind of like the polar coasters did, and it kind of wraps around itself, descending down. So really interesting coaster concept. I've had my eyes on this for over a year, so it's really cool to finally see what the inside looks like. And the building itself looks pretty weird. It's going to be 160 feet tall, which is pretty tall for an indoor coaster. So pretty exciting stuff there.
Yeah, that looks really cool. It has a really nice look to it. The palm trees, the coaster. But yeah, I do understand what you're saying about it being like a small polar coaster and just like this big vertical coaster. It's an interesting design they chose.
Yeah, for sure. Marina?
Yeah, I didn't really know anything about this like while construction was going on. I kind of just found out about it because people were like, "Oh, polar coaster." Um, I have a feeling this is the closest we're going to get to the polar coaster for a while.
Probably.
So, yeah, it'll be cool. It looks cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see a POV of this. This is gonna be such a weird ride to like look at,
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure. And unfortunately, one that not a lot of people are gonna get to. It's in a pretty hard place to get to,
Yeah.
Dubai and the United Arab Emirates and everything. So, but it is an interesting looking coaster. And then the last thing I have, just some channel announcements. Really, I only have one thing. If you've been watching or seen my uploads in the past like week or so, I've been uploading clips from Coaster Time. I call these Coaster Time moments. I've uploaded 3 of them, so you can expect more of those to come in the future. Probably 2 times a week, depending on how the first few do. But this was something that my dad suggested me to do several weeks back, and I didn't want to do it. And then I was talking to Zach, and he reminded me of it. and then I did a poll on it. So that's pretty much what's happening there. So that's pretty much it. Outside of that, where that is the news for this week. And with that being said, we'll open this up to the first Q&A, which will lead into the quiz. So that'll be pretty much that. So yeah.
Ask us your dying questions. Ask us deep questions too, like all above.
Alrighty.
Do it.
Alrighty, so there's the quiz code and link. Hopefully that's the actual right one for this week. I have to make sure it is, but it should be. And yeah, ask us your questions. Can be for the three of us, one of us, two of us, doesn't matter. But yeah. Oh, someone was asking about the, this was for the news, the Glenwood Caverns accident. I didn't add it in because I reported on the accident last week, but we did actually get a report of what happened. And it's actually really sad. So what happened was the ride operators didn't check the girl's seatbelt. They were new ride operators, and she, from what I heard, wasn't even like, didn't even have the seatbelt on. Like, I think she was sitting on top of it or something, and she's like 6, so hard to figure that out, like if you're that little. And that was potentially what caused like her to pass, was because she was riding the drop tower without restraint, without a seatbelt on. So I believe that was what the reason was, which is pretty depressing, but that was what I remember hearing about. So yeah. But I don't know if either of you two heard anything about that, but that came out like yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah.
I've heard slight things about it, but nothing like specific. Just in general, little girl.
Yeah, that's insane. I didn't even know.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's been happening lately.
It's insane. I can't even imagine, like I said, with last week, what the family's going through. That's hard to imagine happening for sure. But in terms of questions, oh, we have the recurring question. Have you ever been stung by a bee on a coaster? Zach, have you somehow gotten stung? And Marina, have you?
No. That would be cool. That would be cool.
I've
to cross
had-
off the bucket list.
I don't want to cross that off my bucket list. I mean, I've had bees like fly on me and come like into the train, but I've never been stung. Thankfully.
Yeah, it's more or less like bees around you in the queue that gets me scared.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah.
we were,
Yep.
we were in line for Magnum, and there was so many bees.
Oh my gosh, I forgot
was-
about that.
That was terrifying.
There was a bee that was in Marina's hair, and then it was flying around. And then we made friends because, like, her and like 2 other girls were screaming, and they're like, "Ha, let's be friends." So, yeah, girls and
I
bees
hate
do not
bees.
mix.
If you thought that was funny, my reaction to a bird like pooping like 2 feet away from me while I was in line at Disneyland for like the Storybook Canals ride, my friend can attest. I literally was like this like the whole like 5 to 10 minutes
Oh my god!
because I was so terrified. Poor little girl, it was right in front of her, but thankfully she didn't get hit.
Yeah, those same
that was
girls.
scary. It was terrifying. But
The same girls in
yeah.
the Magnum queue that were running away from the bee. She was like holding her phone. She was on her phone texting, and a bird pooped on her phone. So.
Oh, well, at least, I mean, better the phone than her, I guess. I mean, it's
Yeah.
still bad, but at least, at least it's not the worst thing that could have happened, I suppose. But yeah, let's see what other questions we have. Let's see. Ever been on a ride that valleyed?
Mm-mm.
I don't
That's
think
rare.
so.
That's very rare.
Closest thing I've had is a Cascade ride on Space Mountain at Disneyland, California. But it didn't really valley. It just more. It was a Cascade ride. You can watch El Toro Ryan's video on it. It applies to the California version. But we were stuck on the brake run, and they actually had to bring some staff to push us down. I think I've mentioned it a few times, but that's like the closest I've gotten. So they had to push us off the brake run, not through the whole course, and we had to ride with the lights on and no music. It was really weird.
That's
but
cool, though.
yeah, it was a cool experience for sure. I'm happy it happened. it is a really cool experience.
Did you get like a fast pass or something afterwards?
Yep, I did. I used it on Indy right afterwards. So
Nice.
and then I got a Space Mountain ride to end the night. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Love Space Mountain.
Someone's niece got hit by a seagull while riding Raptor. Ouch.
Oh gosh.
Someone in the comments. Oh, that's rough.
When we were at Six Flags New England doing the commercial shoot for Superman and Supergirl, they told everyone, I believe on the left side of the train, to get off, so Zach wasn't on, but I was riding it. And when I was riding it, someone got like grazed by a bird, so they had to stop
Ooh.
for like 30 minutes.
Yikes. Oh yeah, I remember that. You mentioned that in Talkin Trimless. Yeah, I remember that. Like I said, I mean, shameless plug for them, but if you haven't checked out Talkin Trimless, make sure to. I have the links in the description. But yeah. Let's see, if there are any questions that either of you see that you want me to mention, you can point them out to me. Wait, what is it? What happened? Wait, Marina, what is it? What happened?
The question.
Wait, which one? I'm like actually lost.
I think we're looking at the same one. It's
Yeah.
Miss Banana Girl.
Oh, I just found it.
Hey yo, keep your questions to yourself, Miss
Oh
Banana
my
Girl.
god.
He
Oh,
asked.
I just read the whole thing. Okay, yep, nope. Should not have put that
I'm
up.
sure she would rather ride every RMC coaster over every Intamin Zach spin, if that's what you're asking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd rather ride every RMC over the Tickler at Luna Park.
The Tickler is infamous for the logo looks like me, like scaringly like me, and
Yeah.
I'm the Tickler. I don't know what to say. Why has Theme Park Media not been uploading? Because it's been too busy tickling people.
That does not sound good at all. But I have watched enough Airtime Thrills videos to know that, yeah, there's a
he
striking
definitely
resemblance.
took a shot at me. Then I took a shot at him, and then I felt bad afterwards because I feel like he actually hated me. I think we're good though.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are good.
Yo, we got
Um,
Theme Park Horizons in the
Oh,
chat.
in the chat.
Yeah, I
you still at
just
Hollywood
saw.
Studios?
Hi, Christian. Oh, there is another question. Universal Studios Hollywood or Disneyland? You haven't been to either, so that's kind of
Can we do Universal Orlando and Hollywood Studios?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Well,
Hollywood
but wait,
Studios.
which like you can't compare the resort compared to Hollywood Studios. You have
Oh,
which one?
we'll do
Florida versus
Studios. Like
Okay,
Studios.
okay,
We'll do Studios. If we're doing Studios versus Studios, then Hollywood Studios wins.
okay.
I say Studios at Universal because I haven't been to Hollywood
Bias.
Studios. I haven't, yeah, exactly. I haven't been to Hollywood Studios since I was like 7. So
The only thing that Studios Orlando has over Hollywood is that like Hollywood is always jam packed full of people, but then again, like Hollywood has more than just screens. They actually have like a lot of fun stuff, and they have rockin', so that kind of mirrors Mummy. So, yeah.
Nice. Disneyland easily for that question in terms because I haven't been to Florida, so I mean it's not a competition between Hollywood and Disneyland. Let's see what else. Most underrated park you've been to. What would yours be?
Raina, you go first. Let me think.
okay, I would have to say either Hansa Park or Tripsdrill. Hansa because of the atmosphere, and then Tripsdrill's just like beautiful. So, one
I
of
have a
those.
Perfect one. I have a perfect one. Marina, please tell me you agree. Frontier City in Oklahoma.
Yes, yes.
That park, I was expecting like you know how Six Flags has like those stupid kiddie lands like Looney Tunes and stuff. I was expecting
Yeah.
that, but a park, and we go there and it's actually like clean, has like southern theming, like a western area. The coasters like they're rough and everything, but they were good. The atmosphere was really nice, so I'd say that it would definitely blew me away. And it's a cute little park. It's very small.
So those seem to be good picks. I mean Hansa, I feel like that one's praised quite a bit, but Tripsdrill I feel like definitely flies under the radar. And then yeah, Frontier City, like no one talks about it because the coaster collection isn't that great, but it does look cool. I don't even know what I would say for mine. Like I guess Six Flags Mexico because like hardly anyone talks about it or has been there really. So yeah, that's gonna be my pick actually. Although actually, Universal Studios Hollywood's a lot better than people give it credit for. But yeah. Oh wait, there was another question for a refurbishment. If you could refurbish any ride or coaster, what would it be? Oh, well, actually, I don't think I need to. I can already guess what yours is, Marina.
Yeah. I've made it pretty obvious. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about Expedition G-Force. I think with better maintenance, that coaster has potential to be incredible. But with the maintenance it has now, it's not good.
Refurbish any ride. That's big. I don't know. That's tough.
It is difficult. Like, I'm trying to think of one.
Pick one
Yeah.
specific one. Maybe like some classic coaster. Maybe get refurbed.
Perhaps, yeah. I'm like trying to think of something off the top of my head.
I think
mean-
GCI as a whole should get refurbished.
I was gonna probably say Gold Striker.
Yeah.
Last time I rode it, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be the same as opening year when I first rode it, but man, that thing was surprisingly rough. So,
GCI as a company needs to be refurbished.
yeah.
I don't really like their stuff too much. Marina likes what is it, Woden, but I haven't been on that yet.
Another one for me, I'd say Boulder Dash definitely.
Oh
needs-
yeah, Boulder
yeah.
Dash. That thing sucks. And I say that from my heart because I rode it when it was really, really, really good. It's like at my home park. But it's just so not enjoyable. It gave me a headache, which is weird because I remember Boulder Dash being super good, but now it sucks.
Yeah, it was still
Dang.
fun, and I went into it with expectations that it would be pretty rough, but I don't think I was expecting it to be like to that extent. It was insane. We rode it once and then we left. We went to
Wow.
Taco Bell.
Nice.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
actually left for Taco Bell.
Nice. What? Let's see. Do we have any other questions?
I have a question for both of you guys.
Okay, cool. What
If
is it?
Taco Bell was a roller coaster, what coaster would it be?
Ah, that is tough.
Desperado.
It's got to be controversial. You know, it's got to be
would
controversial.
would it be? Does it have to be controversial, or does it like? Oh, that is so hard.
I'm gonna say
mean-
Millennium Force.
I understand that, and it's even got like the darker, like the purplish blue color for the logo too.
You either love it or you don't, and it's a classic.
Yeah, and if
straight
you
up.
love it, then you can't get enough of it, to be honest.
Mhm.
It,
And it's got the color scheme too, like yellow, like bluish purple.
that is tough. I mean, I'm thinking it would be a coaster that it's like, it like kind of beats you up a bit, but it's still good. So but it's something
Boulder
that's
Dash.
controversial.
Yeah.
Like Boulder Dash, Magnum is another one I
Magnum.
could think
I was
of.
thinking Magnum. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those would be like your Taco Bell coasters.
Ooh, it could be Magnum, yeah, because I love Magnum and I love Taco Bell.
Yeah,
That's a good segment that one of us should do. Is we should just like make a list of things and assign them to a coaster.
that would be a
Wonder
good
Woman.
segment.
Wonder Woman is McDonald's.
Yeah, easily. There's no question. Let's see. Any other questions coming in? I see some people answering for the Taco Bell question. I see Lobby Bora.
Bora.
Do that many people actually like legitimately like the ride? I don't know about that.
I think he was just thinking because it's like Spanish.
Oh, well, yeah, but Taco Bell is not even close to authentic, so.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's good. I'm probably gonna go Taco Bell after this, to be honest.
I'm not.
This
Crunchwrap
so
Supreme. Yes, please.
I'm not roasting Taco Bell. It used to be my favorite fast food place when I was younger, but my body can't take it anymore. It's sad. I've become too sensitive, so
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's kind of junk food, so. I don't blame
yeah, it is. But
Every time I'm like in Germany, especially when I used to live there and I'd come back here for the summers. Like the food there is completely different. Half the stuff that they put in food here is like illegal. So every time I'd come back, my stomach would just be so messed up. But it's good. So it's okay.
Nice. I'll just say if you ever go to Mexico, there are no Taco Bells, so there literally are zero.
I
So
would not mind though. The food in
yeah,
Mexico looks so good.
it is really good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start the quiz.
Bet.
If yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So if you haven't joined yet, you still can. Although wait, I need to actually like screen share it first. So we have it up that way. And then yeah, we'll start that, and that should be good. I'm starting it right now. 3, 2, 1.
Joe with the Baja Blast.
I used to love Baja Blast so much. First question, what is the name of the coaster in this picture? I had to black it out because it was actually on there, and this was like one of the only good pictures I could get of it. So, what is the name of the coaster in this picture? Correct answer is Typhoon. This is Typhoon at Bobbejaanland Land in the Netherlands. Next question. What year did Universal Studios Singapore first open? Either of you doing the quiz or no? It doesn't matter to me if you
No,
doing
I'm
it.
spectating.
I'm not doing well, but I'm doing it.
Nice.
I'm spectating because I know it'd come in bottom 3.
That's
I probably
fair.
will. I'll come in bottom 3 for you.
Correct answer to this, 2010. That is when Universal Singapore first opened. Sometimes I make these way too difficult. This
Oh,
one
yeah.
shouldn't be as difficult though. Which coaster is faster, Gemini or Ghost Rider?
If I get
Gemini's
this wrong,
amazing.
I'll cry. I hate Gemini.
Hey, don't hate on Gemini like that, right?
Sorry.
Gemini's amazing.
Okay.
I mean, Gemini is pretty good. I will, at least I think. But correct answer here is Gemini. Actually, it reaches the top speed of 60 miles per hour compared to Ghost Rider's 56. It's actually quite a bit taller.
Marina,
so
did you get that one?
makes sense.
No.
Wow.
True or false? Every Vekoma wooden coaster is now defunct. True or false?
Marina, you have to announce whether you get them right or wrong each question.
No, that's so embarrassing.
I mean,
No, I'm sorry.
the
You have to.
leaderboard will kind of speak for itself.
What
So,
if I quit?
I mean, you'll still
did
be
you
on
get
the
this one right?
leaderboard based off the questions you have. So,
Marina, did you get it right?
correct
No.
answer is false. Yikes.
I don't know my Chinese coasters.
What park is Darling Dragon located at? Yeah, this one, if you don't know your Chinese coasters, this one's probably going to stump you. But I got to have a decent amount of variety in here. So, yeah. And the correct answer is...
I got it right.
Nice.
Yay.
Happy Valley Wuhan is the park it is located at. Most people actually got that. I'm surprised I put a few other ones in there, so that's good. Next question. What country is Fantasia Special, that's how I'm going to pronounce it, the Aero Looper located in? It's a very colorful aero looping coaster. It has like a bunch of different colors. Really cool looking, actually. But what country is it located in? Correct answer is South Korea. Wow, a lot of people thought it was in Indonesia. I mean, they do have a lot of weird coasters, but yeah. That one was probably insanely difficult. This one should be less so. How many inversions does Helix at Leesburg have? I guess anyone who's ridden has an advantage. Don't know how many people in the chat have ridden this, so we'll see what happens. Correct answer is 7 inversions. Wow, a lot of people guessed 6. Wait, did I? Okay, I'm making sure. I'm like, did I get this wrong? Okay, no, it was 7. That would have been bad if I put in the wrong answer. Question 8. Excluding Mantis, how many coasters at Cedar Point have closed for good since the year 2000? I excluded Mantis because it got converted, so it doesn't really count. Correct answer here is 4 roller coasters: Wildcat, Disaster Transport, Mean Streak, and Wicked Twister. And then, second to last question, what year did Let Coaster at Legendia open in? Is this one of the ones you're looking at doing next year, or no? Is it a
Yeah.
little too
Yeah.
far?
If
Nice.
that's
In
on the
Poland.
list.
Yeah. Nice. But the correct answer to this question is 2017, July 1st of that year. 30 days before my birthday, actually.
Dang.
Not obviously not in 2017, but July 31st. And the last question is, what coaster was voted the #1 steel coaster in this year's unfortunate Golden Ticket Awards, at least
Very
in terms
unfortunate.
of this list?
Their number 10 pick was good though.
Oh yeah, it was Tehran. I remember that. Fury won #1 steel coaster. I don't understand how, but yeah.
Fury always wins. I don't know why.
So yeah.
Marinara
Alright,
sauce,
here's-
you number 4.
Hey, you're 4. That's not
Yay!
bad,
Not
actually.
bad at all.
Mr. Color Roaster absolutely crushed it. First place, 70 points. Wow. Lindsay got second, 34 points. Will got third with 27. You were almost there. You were like really close. So
Dang.
I'll give you props there. But thanks to everyone who participated. And with that being said, we'll move on to the next segment, which is actually questions for the viewers. Which I guess if either of you have any that you want to add in, like last second, you can. But I'm not requiring that. I already have some here.
Cool.
My first question for the viewers, and we can answer this before they answer because it's a little delayed. What coaster that you've ridden do you see going defunct within the next 5 years? Who wants to go first here?
I have to think.
I'll see what the chat has going. For what was I have it on a document. Oh, Grizzly at California's Great America is my pick. That one seems pretty obvious.
Okay.
And I want it to die anyway, so it
I have
sucks.
one, I think.
Oh, I have one too.
I'm saying I don't know. I think it's Roadrunner at Fiesta, Texas.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, I think that one could be on its way out.
I say Shockwave at Over Texas.
Oh, good
Ooh,
one. Yeah,
that would be
That-
brutal.
that ride looked like that. We rode that, and it was just so janky.
We actually thought we were gonna
I
die.
felt
We were
so
praying.
unsafe on that thing. Like
Me too.
it was like shaking against the track. You know, like the
Wow.
It was.
That's
last bar.
nuts. That's crazy. I've heard such good things about it. I would think they'd refurbish that before they'd kill it.
Yeah,
but
probably
who
do to that
knows?
what they did with Mindbender.
Yeah. Jetstar 2 at Lagoon. Yeah, those rides are like dying breed, so Montana Russa. Yeah, so he actually rode the coaster in Mexico City that I was talking about that is being demolished. So yes, you would be right there. And I think there's like 6 or 7 coasters at Canada's Wonderland that could be eligible for this. You just have to wonder which coaster is going to get removed. Either of you been to Canada's Wonderland out of curiosity?
No, it's not too far. We could probably take the drive up there, but no, as of now, no.
Well, not too far from you.
Yeah, it's
A
like
little far
eight
for me.
hours. It's like 8
Yeah.
hours for me.
Hey, that's not too bad actually, though.
Yeah.
And you're in. I'm surprised it's 8 hours. That's
I'm in
actually.
Connecticut, yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, no, yeah, you're in Connecticut. What am I saying?
Because like I'm like really close to New York, and then in New York straight to. It's
yeah,
not too bad for me.
yeah, that actually makes sense.
It's about the same drive as me to Cedar Point.
Not bad actually.
Yeah.
But they do have about 1 million coasters they could get rid of. So, Lavi Bora at Six Flags Over Texas. I've heard a lot of mixed things on that ride.
We
Either of
didn't
you
do
done
that.
it?
We didn't do it.
We
went-
missed it.
we
We
missed,
were really just
like,
tired of that park.
Yeah, we missed like half the creds there, but it was so hot and miserable that we were like,
Uh oh.
all right, we're gonna
She-
go. So we
Yeah. Yeah, it was like. Then they put they laced our Dippin' Dots with something. They put
Yeah.
something in the Dippin'
Yeah.
Dots.
I
and
heard
we were-
about that.
Yeah, we were not with it the rest of the. I can share that story. Can I share a story real quick?
Maybe in a little bit.
All right, I'll do it
I-
after the segment.
Yeah, I think. What is the next thing?
I gotta
Yeah,
share
we
about
can
what
do it before
happened.
YouTube shoutouts. Sure,
All right,
absolutely,
yeah,
we can do
I-
that, but we'll hold off for a little bit.
Yeah, it's about what they put in the Dippin' Dots and what it made me do.
Oh boy.
laughing
Um,
gas. Oh, the Titan story.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Wicked Twister. I mean,
nice,
yeah.
nice pick, nice.
I could have won with that. Sidewinder at Hershey Park. I actually skipped that when I was there.
I did too.
So there you go. I haven't written that. Possessed or Gemini? God, I really hope not Gemini. And Possessed was the one they like worked on, right? So I don't think that's quite dead, but who knows? I do know they have that rumored coaster. I mean, Marina, you don't like Gemini, and Zach, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
that's
Gemini. So much fun. Had good airtime too.
Where? I'm just kidding.
it has some good moments. Possessed. Have either of you been Dorney or?
We
Yeah,
did
both of
Dorney and
Dorney.
Hershey in one day.
Yep, that was crazy.
Oh my!
And we
Yeah,
only
that's
missed-
crazy.
One. How many did we miss at Hershey?
We
missed
missed Sidewinder,
Sidewinder.
Laugh Track. Fahrenheit was down.
Oh,
Oh, that's it, right? We got
I
the
think
kitty
so,
coaster.
yeah.
And then we did all of Dorney. So we did both parks. We only missed 3 coasters at Hershey.
that
the same
is
day.
actually really good. All
Yeah,
things
and
Yeah,
Dorney was-
considered.
we-
especially for like a July.
Oh man,
And
And
yeah.
we cut Dorney so close. Like we were, Steel Force went down and then opened in the last 20 minutes. We did not think it would open, and they opened it, and that was last 40 minutes, and then we had to get on the invert and the wild mouse still in the last 40 minutes, and it was so terrifying.
Yeah,
but we
and
did it.
Talon had a line, so we were like, we didn't think we were gonna get it, but we
We got
did.
the last ride of the day on the wild mouse.
Wow, nice. Coast Rider. I hope so. I really hope so. Anyone who's watched knows this is my least favorite coaster. I don't need to go into it too much here, but yeah, I hope so. There's a lot of coasters. I see more like Wildebeest at Canada's Wonderland. They have so many. The Bat at Lagoon. Don't think you've been to Lagoon yet, correct? It's
Not yet.
pretty far west, so I wouldn't expect that. Let's see what else. I think that's all of them up to this point, unless I'm missing any.
Top Thrill Dragster.
Oh, I really hope for the. I know the person who got hit is still recovering. I hope for the best, but I'm hoping they're able to figure that out, because otherwise that would be pretty unfortunate. But
Yeah,
as I
we
said,
rode-
wish for the best.
I mean, we rode that in like the last 2 operating hours, so
Yeah, that was crazy. Like I said, guys, if you want to listen to this, check out Talkin Trimless. What you mentioned, all that stuff in the first episode, I believe, was it?
yeah.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Shoot, I thought someone opened the door. I'm like, what happened? But yeah. I'll move on to the next question, though, which is, out of all the upcoming coaster projects, which is the one you want to ride the most? Any coaster project that hasn't opened yet. I picked Pantheon and Tutatis for mine. It's between those. So those are my 2 like most anticipated. How about you two?
I'm gonna have to say Iron Gwazi
Nice.
or Cosmic Rewind at Epcot.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
Either of those.
I would say Phoenix at Broop Summerland.
It's right there with those with some of the other ones, so I could totally see that. A lot of people are saying Iron Gwazi. I mean, I don't know. Especially now with the Fun Spot RMC, I'm like kind of more interested in how that develops, more so than Iron Gwazi at this point, because it's like it's been 2 years, so
Yeah.
it'll be like 3 years since they, I think, actually announced it by the time it opens or something like that. So
Yeah, and it feels like just yesterday I went there and it was still RMC Gwazi, and they're like having teasers up and it was like coming 2020. They didn't even announce Iron Gwazi
Yeah,
yet.
in 2019
Wow.
we missed each other by like 2 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was crazy.
nice.
We didn't know each other at all. We just missed each other. How crazy would it have been if we just like saw each other in the queue line? Like,
Yeah, you
gazed into
could've-
your soul.
Could have Art Christian. You could have
Christian's gonna throw some hate in the chat now. Watch it.
Love you, Christian.
I choked on my water. Epic.
Also, Christian, you weren't here for the news, but they're removing the coaster at Uncle Bernie's. Sorry for your loss,
I
man.
told him. I told him.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Don't even.
Oh my god. I saw another Phoenix. Dr. Diabolicals. Oh, because it's close by. That makes sense. I did a reaction to that announcement. I was surprised they actually got a dive. I couldn't actually believe it. That was pretty crazy, but it looks cool for sure. Air Force One, yes. This is a fun spot RMC. It
Ooh.
looks, yeah.
Does the European Golden Horse count? It's like
Wait. But has one? I don't think
No.
one's. I mean, I assume it'll happen eventually. So sure,
exactly
yeah, sure, we
Yeah.
can put that in.
that over Phoenix.
Pantheon and Dueling Dragons in China. I believe that's already opened. If you're referring to the Intamin, if you're referring to something else, I'm not 100% sure what it is, because I know there's a lot of upcoming projects over there.
Wait, the Peppa Pig one too.
Oh, the Peppa Pig Zamperla family coaster thing that maybe has a launch. Who knows? Because they announced the model like right after or right before that coaster got announced that has like a little launch. It's so weird.
Oh my gosh.
That would be amazing if it had a launch. Yeah, the new GCI at Bollywood Parks Dubai. It's called what is it? Bombay Express. They are advertising they have the world record for most airtime moments. I think it's BS, but I guess they can say what they want. It's a huge GCI coaster and it looks crazy. But not a lot of people know about it because construction updates have been pretty scarce. And it's in the United Arab Emirates. Wait, what is it? Wait.
What'd you say?
Biscotti.
Oh my god, this Piscetti coaster. It's the sky. If for those who don't know, it's the Skyline single rail kiddie coaster model. I mean, yeah, that does look pretty legendary. And then and of course, Christian said Wandering Oak and Sliding Sleighs. Or is
Oh
it
my
sleighs or
gosh!
sleds?
Yes.
Oh my god.
How did I forget about that?
Yeah, Hong Kong Disneyland? Yeah, they're getting it. So that one, we don't know that much about it, I don't think, but it does seem interesting. And I saw like Toombali. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not 100% sure.
I am so hyped for that too. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It looks so fun for no reason.
On Talkin
Even
Trimless
though it's
episode 2,
literally a
Marina and I
freestyle.
ranted about this coaster for a half hour about just being so excited for it.
Oh yeah, yes.
We were like,
Yeah.
Tombilly, oh my gosh, bamboo supports. We vibe with it. We pretty much just said that for a half hour.
I mean, I do like that they're at least doing something with it. It's nice to see a Friesman they're actually like actually theming it, because they're pretty cookie cutter rides. So
Yeah, and it's just like a perfect fit for Crypt replacement. Like there could not have
Yeah.
been a better fit for taking out Crypt and replacing it. Like perfect, especially
Yeah.
with the theming. It's cool.
The only thing is now it needs to tide over like King's Dominion fans for like 3 to 7 years until they get their new coaster, which is probably how
Yeah.
long they're gonna have to wait.
What do you think they're gonna get for Volcano?
I'd like to say an Axis, because I feel like I mean, the fact that now they're working with S&S for the free spin, maybe they're wanting to work with them, or maybe they got a package deal or something. I would think maybe an Axis would be a legitimate possibility, but who knows?
I have an idea. What if? I don't know if they get an Axis, because putting that right across from Tombilly would be like a little bit weird, you know? but-
That is true. I can see that,
but-
yeah.
An S&S compressed air launch coaster to redeem Hypersonic.
If Max Force were a little more reliable, then maybe, but I don't think they'd want to deal with it.
I think
So-
that would be
Yeah,
cool to,
not
like,
again.
redeem it.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry for the idea. My bad.
No, you're good. What was there another one that came in, or Oh, someone said a Vekoma launch. That would be cool for a volcano replacement.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, any North American park getting a new generation Vekoma coaster outside of Disney would be awesome. So, because probably when one park gets it, like Chris from Maritime Thrills has said, it'll probably just open the door completely for a lot of parks to go get them. So it only takes one really of a Thrilloid variety. Obviously, we've seen Dragonflyer, but yeah. And then, do either of you have anything to say before we move on to the last question?
America needs an STC.
Yeah, yeah. And have you done Hall Zuberkoff? Nice.
I love it.
Yeah,
And
it
I
looks real
want one
fun.
here.
That would be awesome to have.
STC at Silver Dollar City themed to 1800s firefighters.
That
It's
would
gonna
be
happen.
cool.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Alrighty. If it happens, then well, this will be uploaded on the YouTube probably. This little portion. So yeah, you predicted the future. Next question which is favorite new credit you have gotten this year.
Oh, we got a lot.
Ooh. Yeah, I
Yeah.
doubled my cred count this summer, so
I gained like an extra 90.
yeah.
Wow.
Let me see how many I've gotten this summer. I've gotten like
Mine's
my
easy because I
God.
have a new number one, so that's easy for me.
I just saw one of the comments.
yeah, I've gotten like 124 creds this summer.
Miss Banana Girl, what are you good?
Yeah, are you alright?
I do like the comments though. They are very
Yeah,
entertaining.
they're funny.
Yeah.
Toro. I forgot I wrote Toro.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
nice.
Toro.
I rode my number one. I haven't made my number one public. Should I make my number one public right now, Marina?
Didn't you say it on Talkin Trimless?
No. Wait, did I?
I don't know.
Maybe when we're talking about diabolical. My number one is Iron Rattler. That was
Say it.
that is easily my favorite cred that I got this summer. It's so much fun. What a
Nice.
yeah.
It looks really cool. I really want to do it. I mean, I've been following it forever because that opened when I first became a coaster enthusiast. So it's crazy I haven't done it still.
Yeah, Iron Rattler. There's just what more could you ask for? Marina's not as big into it as I am. But for me, I've been on a crap ton of RMCs, and this one just feels different. It has extreme airtime, and it keeps that classic feel because it reuses the old queue line and everything. So it still feels like a classic coaster when you walk up to it, and then to get on and it be like different restraints and everything, not as restrictive, and then just that drop is lethal. So yeah, that's my favorite, and it reminds me of Texas Roadhouse. So yeah,
Nice. It reminds you of Texas Roadhouse.
yeah, I love Texas Roadhouse, and it's like
Man.
Texas Roadhouse coaster. So yeah.
I haven't been there in years. So
Yeah, bro, you gotta go back. What are you doing? After this
Uh,
episode, you just gotta go back to Texas Roadhouse. Just go get a good 16-ounce sirloin, medium
Caesar
rare.
salad.
issue is I have a friend who's allergic to peanuts, and most of the location I have, there's a lot of peanut shells on the floor, so he would
Yeah.
die.
They don't do that. Like, I haven't seen them do
There's
that anywhere though
some-
since COVID.
There's some that still do that. But my cousin has the peanut allergy, so I'm sad that he'll never get to experience it. But if you go. It's so good. And they
I've been
just
in the
added
past. It's
mozzarella
quite
sticks
good.
to the menu, and it's really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll get to the comments. I've only gotten 2 new credits. Yay. They're
That's good,
West
though.
Coast. They're West Coaster and the Matterhorn Fantasyland side. And believe it or not, I'll actually take West Coaster because the Fantasyland side of Matterhorn is just the far inferior side. So, yeah. And West Coaster has like 2 actually good airtime moments. So, that's the little coaster by the Santa Monica Pier, the really iconic one for anyone who doesn't know. Yeah, it actually has a nice airtime moment.
Two Creds is pretty good though.
look at Christian.
In California, sure, because of everything that's happened, I'll take it. I will actually take it. But yeah. Marina, were you you had something to say?
Oh, I was just laughing at Christian's comment.
The
I'm
River
gonna
one.
get there. I'm so behind. Favorite new credit, Ghost Rider. Definitely that ride's incredible. It's my number 4 coaster, so can totally see that. Oh, the stunt pilot or Railblazer, and I know you're not the biggest fans of the single rail prototype. We'll go into that in a little bit, but yeah. Smiler or Icon for UK. Yeah, UK. Those are some cool ones. I really want to do Smiler especially. It looks really interesting, for sure. And then, Hagrid. You've ridden Hagrid's Rip Ride and Montu. So if you have anything to say on those.
Hagrid's phenomenal. Rip Ride, overrated. Montu, superior invert.
Okay, I used to hate Rip Ride Rocket.
Don't
but
even with me. Don't even with me right now. Don't even.
No. This year, the rides I've been getting on it, if you ride in the front and get a lot of room, it is good, and I like it now.
I've only ridden it in the front, and I had
I
room,
like it
and
now.
it's trash.
I like it now. I'd still take Mummy, but I like it.
Christian will
Montu's
be happy
God
to hear
tier.
that.
Yeah. Montu's God tier. Hagrid's amazing also.
I have ridden none of these,
yeah.
so I can't say a thing. Let's see. Oh, Megaphobia at Oakwood. Yeah, Mr. Colorosa, another UK coaster enthusiast. That's cool. That's a one that I've been interested in, although I know it's very similar to, I think, Rampage. It still looks pretty cool. That's the CCI? Yeah, it's CCI to Oakwood. And then what other ones? Oh, someone was saying Iron Rattler is fun, but the quarry. What do you think of the quarry wall section? Actually,
Here's the thing.
Okay.
And this is why Marina doesn't like it. I understand the quarry wall. For me, I don't know if I see coasters different than everybody, but when I'm on a coaster, usually I process it afterwards, right? But on Iron Rattler, you have a nice section. You're still sideways, okay? So it's still fun. And you have a section to take in what happened on the first drop, process it for like 10 seconds, and then you get hit with another lethal moment of airtime off the quarry wall, and then you have another lethal pop of airtime into the brake run, and it's like a perfect balance for me. It's not the longest ride in the world, so yes, one of my things when I rank my coasters is the length. Iron Rattler is not the longest in the world, but it just gives me a second to appreciate it for what it is. And I can understand if you disagree. That's a pretty strange way that I see it, but I genuinely enjoyed it, and it was like fresh every time. I don't know.
nice. I mean, it's certainly a different section. You're not going to see something like that
Exactly.
on, like any
I don't
other
think-
coaster.
Yeah, I don't
so.
think like they would build that from the ground up. It's just something that Fiesta has, and you can enjoy it for what it is. And the fact that it mixes that with the feel of an RMC and different trains, but still amazing airtime and amazing rides, super fast. POVs can't show you how fast it goes through that turn. It goes fast, so it's fun. Yeah, and it reminds me of Texas Roadhouse. So.
Yep, that's always good. And then what were the other ones? Candemonium from 808 Coaster Life, huge shout out. He's a Hawaiian coaster enthusiast. I think he got 17 new credits this year. Really good for being from Hawaii. So, yeah.
Are there any coasters in Hawaii?
No permanent coasters. They are only fair coasters. Like you have legendary rides like Jungle Twist, which is like a Zamperla like spinning coaster that is on like their fair circuit. So, yeah, it's pretty hard to deal with. But
That's dope to live in Hawaii.
yeah,
That's
there's
cool.
there's a lot of cool things about that. Wait, were you gonna say something or?
About Candemonium, I've been on that a lot. I rode it with Airtime Thrills, and it was like a great experience. First time he ever rode it, and I was really looking forward to get on again. And Marina's like, "Oh yeah, Mako, we should do it." And then we rode it once, and we're like, "All right, let's go to Dorney." Like it was like we just kind of left, but it's still fun.
Well,
It's not
first,
Mako, but it's fun.
We ditched it to get a bunch of chocolate, and then we went to Dorney.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh, we
That was
bought
worth it.
for those who have not been to Hershey Park, they have this huge chocolate store right outside the entrance.
Yep.
And
Chocolate World.
yep, and they serve every chocolate, every size, and yeah, we spent a little too much in there, and we ate it. It's good though, very, very delectable food.
Also, they got a dark ride in that building. It's actually really
Yeah.
cool. It's free.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Do it. Great ride. Let's see what else there was. I think that's it. Storm Chaser or Velocicoaster.
Yes,
I want to
sir.
ride those two so bad.
Yeah,
Ah, man.
I feel so disrespectful because like I've been on both of them, and it's like I'm not the biggest fan of them. So for like you who's like dying to get on them, I'll give you the creds if you want them. I
It
pass my
doesn't work
creds to
that
you.
way.
I love them both. So
Storm Chaser was such a letdown for me.
I love. Okay, I
Marina,
like
don't
it.
email me right now. You know what you know.
I liked it. Is it my favorite RMC? No, by no means. But it was the only good thing about Kentucky Kingdom. So I appreciate
Well,
that.
yeah, I agree with that. Like, girls were kidnapped the day before we went.
And the hotel across the street from ours got shot up 10 minutes
Yep,
before
we
we
pulled
got
into
there. So.
cops surrounded the hotel, literally right outside the park. Like the park, highway, road, our hotel.
Thank
And-
God we stopped at Cane's.
Yeah, I went to Cane's. What's poppin'? Thanks for stopping. I didn't know they said that at Cane's. And you got to the drive-thru to say, "What's poppin'? Thanks for stopping." I was like, "All right." But we went back to our hotel, and the hotel across from us was roped off, and there were like 20 plus cops, and supposedly got shot up. So,
That's
Don't want to
crazy.
go back to Louisville.
yep, fun stuff.
I mean, there's probably just better areas and whatnot, but of course I haven't been, so I'll have to come back with my experience when I go. And then someone said, Ash's Vault said Anaconda, which is a Vekoma boomerang. This is like in the, I think, Middle East, so it's a little, I think it's a little harder to get to certain coasters, but
I think
at least you're getting some credits there. Yeah, I mean, at least you're getting some credits there. So that's cool. And then any other ones that I missed? I think that's it. So if you want to go, Zach, you were gonna go into over Texas.
Yeah, I have a story.
alright,
So over
go for
Texas
it.
was a fever dream as is, right? Like we hit park after park after park, and it was just another one on our list. And we walk in, and it's not as pretty as Fiesta, so we do the whole process, but it's just so hot. And it's Marina and I's tradition to get Dippin' Dots at every Six Flags park we go to. So we're like, all right, let's get our Dippin' Dots. So got the Dippin' Dots, and right when we ate those Dippin' Dots, we just felt different. So we got in line for Titan. We actually ate them in line. We went and we just sat down in the queue and ate them. It was fun. And we got on Titan, and I was just out of my mind, right? So you have to listen to Talkin Trimless episode 1 to get like the full detailed story.
Yeah.
But there were these girls in front of us, and Titan, it's not great, but it goes fast.
Yep.
Not on the mid course, it like stops on the mid course, but it goes fast. And this girl's hair were just like slapping us in the face. So I grabbed her hair and just like shook it. And her friend caught me, and I was like, "It's not my fault. It's a Dippin' Dots. Like, I swear." And we just laughed it off. So yeah, don't eat the Dippin' Dots at over Texas.
I do.
Was
Yeah,
crying.
and
It was
don't.
the funniest.
Oh wait, did
Yeah, Marina's like,
I think Marina froze.
yeah,
Sorry.
okay, we're good. Marina, welcome
Yeah.
back. Welcome back to the
Thank
Talkin
you.
Trimless podcast.
Yeah. You were gonna say something. I think it like kind of cut out a little bit.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, I was dying. It was the funniest thing that's ever happened to me because her hair was like really long, so it was like blowing back our faces, and Zach just took it when it like shook.
I just like grabbed it and I shook it.
Oh my
Your friend
god.
like looked back at me. I'm like, yo, it's not what it looks like. Marina's like laughing.
I certainly won't endorse that, but it does make for an entertaining story. I gotta feel bad for that person though. I mean, I can't even imagine
Well,
having
he
hair
didn't
that
like
long.
pull it, so she could like feel it. But Lesson learned. If you
'Cause,
have
like,
really long hair,
Don't.
put
Yeah,
your
I
hair
still
back
would
on
not
coasters.
recommend.
It was like
doing
hitting us in the
that.
face. Like it was long hair and like the seats were close together. So I'm like
It was so
grabbed it. And then there's like another story which isn't as funny, but at Dorney Park or like these girls.
Oh
Like I was
god.
saying how we got on Steel Force more towards the end of the park. These girls like had to leave and they were yelling, and we sat right in between them because we sat middle back car, so we didn't have the wheel seat, and then they came and sat back row in front of the back, and they were screaming and they're like, this girl's gotta go see her grandma and we gotta get fudge.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and it was nasty. It was like I told them to be quiet on the course and
We've
not like
had
that, a little more
we've
aggressive.
had way too many stories this
Yeah.
summer.
Okay, self plug. Talkin Trimless is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Go check it out. We have 3 awesome episodes up. We've started this month is when we started, so 3 awesome episodes up. The first one's much more of an introduction, one of the best podcast episodes you'll ever listen to. Go check it out. Marina did
It's
a great
very
job.
entertaining. Would recommend.
And episode 2 and 3 is also fun, and it's uncensored. So for anyone who wants uncensored content, go check it out. And we talk about more than just coasters from the surface. So definitely go check it out. And also, we have to applaud Marina because she's been behind the scenes for way too long. And now she's stepping up and she's in front of the cameras. Something like this is very new for her. And she's absolutely killing it. And she's a great host. So shout out to Marina. Go check out
Much
Talkin Trimless.
appreciated. Yeah.
Go check out Talkin Trimless if you like Marina. You can get more of her.
Yeah, you didn't word that last word the best, but
Yeah. Get more of Marina. Go check it out. Go check out the Coaster OnlyFans.
okay, enough.
all the pedophiles just
Okay, yeah, all right, we're good. I'm sorry. But no, I do recommend Talkin Trimless. Like I said, I have it in the description. And very entertaining. I haven't listened to the 3rd episode. You just released it today, right? So haven't gotten the opportunity
Yeah,
to
and
do
that actually has Christian
Yeah.
from Theme Park Horizons on it as well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's really great. Zach, you have too much of an ego with your podcast. I don't want to come across like that. I'm just saying it because we put a lot of hard work into it, and Marina's been absolutely killing it lately. And we're just getting started with this, so I don't want to seem like I have an ego, but yeah.
Yeah. And Marina, you've been doing a really good job on this live stream. Just wanted to say that.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, because it's
I
like
really
I think
do.
your first time, so
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you've been doing a great job, so I wanted to say that.
Thank you so much.
With that being said, I'll move on to the YouTube shoutouts, and we'll this is where I shout out channels that are close to or have reached milestones. So not too many. Actually, yeah, there are actually a good bit this week. So first off, got to shout out Western New York Coasters, a previous guest. He reached 5,000 subs. Very consistent content, mostly having to focus on Western, like New York parks, like in the name. So if you haven't checked them out already, make sure to. All the descriptions are in all the descriptions. Of course, I say that. All the links are in the description for these channels. So if you want to check them out after this, you can absolutely do that. Next channel I have is the Coaster Josh, reached 4,000 subs. Another channel that has been, he grew quite a lot when he first started, has been having, hasn't been quite as consistent as of late, but still great content, would recommend. Make sure to check him out. And we have National Coasters, really fast growing channel, does a lot of videos on obscure coasters. Make sure to check him out. Has some great stuff there. Reached 6,000 subs. And then JB Thrills reached 2,000 subs. Also got to give a shout out to him. I'm doing a project for college, and I actually used one of his comments as a quote. He's a longtime viewer of the podcast, and he allowed me to use it. So
Yeah, isn't he in the chat?
he was earlier, actually. Yeah, but thank you so much for allowing me to use the comment for my project, and got to give a shout out because 2,000 subs. Pretty big goal. I'm getting there, but not quite there yet, but still pretty good. And then Coaster Roaster, another previous guest, near 2,000 subs. Did a great series on the Chinese coasters, of course, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned that, but he's also got a lot of great content. And then Coaster Dash is near 8,000 subs. My last guest I just had. He's really pumping out content, countdowns. He just did his top 30 parks he's ever been to. Also a fellow California coaster enthusiast, so really good stuff there. And those are the channels I have to shout out. Do you have anything to add, or anyone you want to shout out, I suppose?
I want to shout out, as cliche as this is, Christian from Theme Park Horizons.
Absolutely.
He just banged out a long video. I think it's up now. I think it came out.
Actually, it's not. It
I
will
think
be
it's
up on
tomorrow.
Sunday.
Sunday? Okay, I didn't know if it interfered with this. But his video is insane. The graphics that he puts into it. I was lucky enough to see it beforehand, and go check it out. Especially for like Universal, he goes super deep into it, and his content in general, undercover coasters, and the 10-year plans are phenomenal. So Christian's definitely the channel I got to give a shout out to, and Drew from the Coaster Scoop as well. Got to give a shout out to Drew.
Yeah. Yeah, Christian's new video, his Universal 10-year plan, one of the best, like completely unbiased, one of the best coaster videos I've ever seen. I really like Universal content, so like Zach said, if you like that, definitely watch this video. He put a lot of work into it, and it turned out amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would highly recommend Theme Park Horizons as well. Another previous guest, and yeah, look forward to the Universal 10-year plan tomorrow. That's going to be a great video for sure. So those are the YouTube shoutouts. And
Great
then
American Coaster, shout out to you. You get the shout out this time.
Nice. Yeah, you just reached, was it 8,000 subs? Did I mention it? I think I mentioned it on the last episode. If I didn't, my apologies. But yeah, congratulations to Great American Coasters. Also definitely deserves a shout out. Also saw that Coaster Josh and JB Thrills came in the chat too. So yeah, congratulations to you two, as I mentioned. Next thing, just the last thing, guess the guest shout outs. I do a thing on Instagram beforehand where I allow my viewers to guess the guest. Yeah, through Instagram. And so Theme Park Guy Productions, Coaster Shardark, and History and Leisure were all able to guess Theme Park Media. So congrats to them. I have their links to their channels in the description as well. So if you haven't checked them out yet, you can make sure to do that afterwards. So yeah, that's going to wrap up the shoutouts, and we'll go into our next segment, which is going to be actually our second Q&A. So that'll be our next thing. Ask us any questions you have, or any we didn't get to earlier if we missed any. So
yeah, guess and put some deep questions in there too.
Yeah, like any questions you have, they can go like, yeah, as you said, pretty deep, because we're actually doing pretty good on time, it looks like. So actually, yeah, I think so. So yeah, let's see what questions you have. Oh, and you get, like I said, if either of you see a question that you want me to get to, you can point it out. But yeah, let's see what we have. Favorite coaster in Germany? That just came up.
Well, this is a bit obvious, but 1000% Terran at Phantasialand. No competition. It's amazing. And my favorite park is Phantasialand.
Nice. Oh yeah, I also just saw that came up. I really want to go to Phantasialand and ride Tehran. I mean, those look incredible. So yeah, can't go wrong there. And then any other questions that have come up yet? Opinion on Six Flags over Texas. Well, you did go into that a little bit, but I guess just overall thoughts.
It feels like generic Six Flags. Fiesta feels like a step up from generic Six Flags, but this one feels like New England pretty much. I would compare it to New England, but a lot hotter, and definitely feels corporate, but I like it more than St. Louis and over Georgia, so yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to St. Louis or over Georgia. but this is probably one of my least favorite parks, if I'm being honest. I didn't have a super pleasant experience. It took us we waited for Mr. Freeze, and what should have been 30 minutes took 2 hours. So it was just kind of miserable. And yeah.
Yeah, that's another park I've heard so many mixed things about, so don't know to expect out of it because I've heard both great and not so great things about it. Someone asked me Fantasyland or Tomorrowland. Track on Matterhorn, Tomorrowland easily. It's not even close. It's the more intense side. Fantasyland has the Yeti interactions, but Tomorrowland has the better drops and the better overall experience, I would just say. Though it is rougher, but that just adds to it in my opinion. Opinions on Drayton Manor. This is a park in the UK, if you don't know. They've been expanding a decent bit, and they do have I believe they do have the Intamin stand-up. Yeah, I think they do. I think they still have the Intamin stand-up coaster. That's what they're most well known for. I don't know if I'll do it, but it definitely seems like one of the more interesting parks in the UK. But I don't know too much about it otherwise.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar on it as well.
Yeah. And Marina, you're not too familiar on this?
I only know they have Thomas Land, so looks dope.
Oh yeah, they do have that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So does Kennywood. That's weird. Kennywood has a Thomas Land as well, and it's very not bad. Doesn't look bad at all, but yeah.
Magic Mountain used to have one at one point too. I mean, it was probably tiny because I have seen what it used to be, or what it is now, but they did have one, so really weird. Millennium Falcon or Star Tours? Who wants to go first with this?
I mean, I've only done Star Tours, so Star Tours.
Millennium Falcon is good in concept. I'll say Millennium Falcon because I like the queue. The queue's phenomenal, and it's really cool to be in the Millennium Falcon. So that definitely gives it the edge, I think. I do love Star Tours though. If they brought back the old prequel and original trilogy scenes, I don't know if
they still have those. Yeah, they're
Are
still
they?
there.
Because I know when last time I rode it, I rode the I haven't been on that one yet. Then I rode the Rise of Skywalker scene that they had for a bit, and then so with those, that could definitely put Star Tours over Millennium Falcon for me. So until I ride that, I'll say Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, no, when I did it, they had it. I mean, that's a Disneyland, but
Christian's probably asking that because he's probably which one should I ride? Because he's in that park right now.
Oh shoot! Yeah,
that is true. It's so hard. I've actually done all 3 positions on Smuggler's Run somehow. And then that really depends. They're right next to each other in my Disneyland rankings. I would probably say Smuggler's Run, but it really depends on what position you get, and then also for Star Tours, what thing you get for that too. So it's hard to say for me.
Really quickly, I have to plug in my laptop because it's gonna die.
It's dying.
So
Okay.
I will be right back.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, you can do that. But yeah. So, well, what's the next thing we have? How many wacky worms have we been on?
I've been on one.
I've been on
at a fair.
0.
Yeah. For
Wait.
something so small, I'm surprised I haven't been on more. But I don't really go to fairs too much.
They're everywhere. There's so many of them. So you would think, right, that
We are all good.
more of us would have ridden it, but I guess not. Or we would have ridden more of them, but no, I guess not. How many wacky worms, Marina, if you can hear us, how many wacky worms have you done?
Good question. I don't know.
More than 3?
I don't think so. Not that many.
I mean, I was gonna say if it's it's hard to count, then I'm a little worried. Just because I mean, they're wacky worms, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't ridden that many basically. Revenge of the Mummy or Space Mountain?
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good
but
one.
which one? Okay, well, you guys can do Florida. I'll do California because that's what I'm used to.
That's
Okay.
so funny that we have like this, and then you just have the same thing on the
Yeah,
other side of the country. That's cool.
yeah.
I think I know what Marino is gonna say, and mine's the opposite. Marino,
Yeah.
what's yours?
Well, I'm gonna say Revenge of the Mummy because one, I love Revenge of the Mummy, and then I also haven't been on Space Mountain since I was like 7, so I don't remember it too well.
Everyone's always hyping up Mummy back left or back right, and I did that, and I didn't really feel nothing. So Space Mountain, that thing I rode 7 times in a day, and it was phenomenal, amazing airtime, and I could have fallen out if I wanted to because you can slip your legs out of those restraints pretty easily. But I survived, and it was really good, solid airtime.
Interesting. For me, because we're comparing the California versions, it's no question. I do prefer Space Mountain. It's in my top 20 coasters overall, somehow. And Revenge of the Mummy here, I don't know. It's not my favorite indoor coaster in the world, so easily Space Mountain, I would say.
Yeah, I heard the one there is not all that great.
Yeah, I've heard the theming is really good, which, I mean, yeah, I guess I'd agree with that, but the actual on-ride is not all that amazing. Interesting question. Best tasting water fountain, water at a park.
Not Disney, say that.
Not Dorney. That was the nastiest water I've ever had.
Oh, yikes.
What's
Yeah.
some good water? Some good.
I don't think I hardly ever drank water fountain water, and that was
I don't either.
pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So, like, at
SeaWorld is pretty
parks,
bad
so I don't
too.
know. So I don't have an answer for that, unfortunately.
I'm gonna say this for one reason. I don't know if it even counts. I'm gonna say islands because we got water at Starbucks, so that's some good water.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
the only
which
reason why
place?
I'm gonna say that.
What
Islands of
place?
Adventure.
Island.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, that works.
It's
That's
not
fine.
water
That's fair.
fountain, but it's the closest thing I think we have. It's tap, so it's close.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
We've
know,
also had the Dorney Park water, and it was horrible.
Yikes.
they refused to serve us 10 minutes or 20 minutes before the park closed because they were closed. I just wanted a cup of water. But no.
No, remember the
Dang.
water fountain by Steel
Yeah.
Forest?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah. And then we wanted water, and they wouldn't give us water, and it sucked.
Dang.
So we were like, all right, I guess we'll just be dehydrated.
For those who don't know, Marina and I, we went to a lot of parks together. So it's not like we're just doing a podcast together and, oh, hey,
Yeah.
welcome to the channel. We've been together for most of the summer, like about a month and a half, I'd say, combined of the summer. We went to Hollywood Nights, and we did all the parks in Pennsylvania. We went to Texas, Florida parks, Oklahoma, Missouri, Cedar Point. We did a lot of stuff this summer. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there just so you guys know we did stuff together.
Yeah. I mean, I guess good to clarify because people are gonna be like, wait, how
Yeah.
have you all been to the same
Yeah.
two parks? So, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, and she lives in Florida, and I live in Connecticut, so it's difficult being so far apart from each other and going to parks. So it's awesome that we were able to spend so much time together at parks this summer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like that you have someone that you can go to parks with a lot. So that's really cool. Next question: what clone coaster have you been on the most of? Oh, like clone coaster model. Okay. That's interesting. Probably the Vekoma Junior coaster. Although
Yeah.
some of them have different layouts, so it's probably one of the layouts I bet is the most because I've only done 2 boomerangs. So that yeah, probably one of those.
I don't know if it's Free Spins or Batman the Rides. I think it's Batman the Rides I've been on. 1, 2, 3,
Wow, that's
4,
quite big.
5.
Nice.
Include though that includes Great White and Goliath for Batman's. But yeah.
I'd say probably also like Vekoma Junior coasters or something. I'm not too sure.
So it has to be something like that. Also, potentially, I would have to look into the layouts because some of them were pretty forgettable. But mock wild mice could be up there
Yeah.
as well. That could be also. But I haven't written any. I haven't written any free spins. I've done one SLC, and what was the Batman clones? I've only done one of those. So
I think I've done
wow,
3.
3 Batman clones.
Yeah,
Nice.
you've done 3. You've done Great Adventure, Fiesta, and
Great White
San
and
Antonio.
Goliath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Um, do you find that Universal has too many simulator and screen rides that start to feel similar?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would say so.
Here's the thing, like with how Disney does it over how Universal does it. Universal, you walk in and you're on like a theater and you're at a screen and it moves. That's pretty much what it does. Disney, you have Flight of Passage, which has its own system to a screen. You have Soarin', which has its own system to a screen. And then you have something like Smugglers, which you're in its own capsule on a rotating screen. So they have screen rides, but each one is slightly different. And then they have Ratatouille, which has a lot of screens, but it's on a track list. So Universal, I don't mind them building more screen rides. They just gotta like switch it up a little bit, so you're not just walking in, sitting down in a theater, and just bouncing up and down to a screen.
I agree. Transformers, I love. Spider-Man, I love. And I even like Jimmy Fallon, but like Simpsons, no. And I wish they would stop building screen-based rides. Fast and Furious. I think, yeah. I actually don't mind that one too much, but again, it's not like what I'd want to see there. I think they have the potential to do so much more, and they've shown us that in the past. So I wish they'd like stop.
Yeah, and I don't want to gloss over the fact that Universal does use screens to an advantage. Like, Reign of Kong has screens, and it's like there's no other ride like that. So it's cool to see that. And then like Forbidden Journey also has screens done in a way never before seen. But then you leave, and the rest are pretty much the
Yeah,
same. Or
and then you go to studios, and you have like all of those. Which,
yeah,
Universal Studios Hollywood, especially before Hogsmeade existed, it had this problem because it's like, what, your main rides were Despicable Me.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, exactly. Like Shrek. I mean, Shrek 40 isn't a ride, but it's a theater, so
Yeah.
close enough. Simpsons. Like, I mean, those three
yeah, Minions,
all
Back to the
kind of
Future.
blended together. I mean, Transformers was at least unique because it had you have the vehicle. And I know, yes, the seating between Simpsons, Minions, and Shrek 40 is all different, but if you ride them all close together, they do kind of blend.
I don't
so
like any
I
of
agree.
them.
None
Yeah,
of
I don't
them are
like-
my favorites for sure. Yeah. But yeah. Let's see the next thing. What's the next one we have? Have any of us been to I guess the Disney resort in Paris? Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I used to go quite a bit, but I never got to do Space Mountain, so kind of sucks. But it's okay. Hopefully soon.
Yeah. It's not one of my bucket list places, but you have been there in the past, so that's at least interesting.
It feels like Disney in your backyard, if that makes sense. Like it kind of feels like a knockoff Disney, but like a really good knockoff Disney. I mean,
I've
I
heard
still
that.
like it, but it's definitely not the same as like Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. It would be interesting though to visit for anyone who hasn't been, but you've been, so that's interesting that you're able to compare the two. And then next question is best flat ride that we've been on.
does this include like simulator rides?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Does this include drop towers?
Probably not either,
Okay.
which really makes
Oh,
it difficult.
okay. I have mine.
Oh, I know
Alright,
what
what's
yours
yours?
is.
Yeah.
Wait, what is
Um,
it?
Probably Talkin at Fantasialand,
Oh, that's
the
really
free
good pick.
spin, just because of the theming. yeah, it's incredible.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, what's one that I like? I liked Screamin Swings. Screamin Swings are fun, and um, I don't know. That's hard. I'm a
It is
coaster person.
difficult. It is really
It's
difficult.
like you take away like drop towers, screen rides, and water rides, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna have to say a Sky Screamer or something, a Star Flyer.
Those are pretty good picks.
Is there anything I'm missing? If I'm missing something, it can't be that good.
So I've hardly done any flat rides in my life. I don't know why. And some of them are fun too, but definitely the most memorable one, I don't know if it's my favorite, is there's a flat ride at Santa Cruz. It's kind of like a Zamperla Hawk, if you know what those are. It's an inverting, like, I would say almost like an inverting ship ride, but it's got the two side by side. And I did one of those and got like a 5.5 minute cycle and got ridiculous hang time and whatnot. So yeah, it got my friends sick, but I enjoyed it. So it was crazy though.
I also have another one. I'm not sure what it's called, but at like every German fair, they have this like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like basically everyone sits in a circle and it'll like spin you, but then you'll like pop up out of your seat and stuff. So people will be flying everywhere.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure they're banned in a lot of places now because they're dangerous. But yeah,
Don't they have those
they're
at
very fun.
Oktoberfest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what that's like when everyone's been drinking and then they're
Yeah.
riding something where they're
oh my god.
flying everywhere. It's really fun though.
Yeah, the German fair rides look really crazy. So like what they have on
Yeah.
the circuits. I mean, they look crazy.
Definitely.
What is everyone's bucket list Europe coasters? I mean, Marina, at least you've done some. I guess my number one would be... Shoot, I had a definitive number one, but I've lost it. Oh, no, it's... I mean, it hasn't opened yet, but I'll go with Tutatis. And if we have to go off ones that have opened, then I'm going with Zadra. Actually, no, I would go with Zadra anyways, now that I think about it. Zadra is my bucket list, I'd say.
I have
Top bucket
quite
list.
a few.
Just go with, like, maybe top 2, top 3.
I'm good at geography, but is Turkey in Europe?
It depends on who you ask. There's a portion of it that is, and then
Europe
there's
and
a
Asia.
portion that isn't. It's
Okay,
very
we'll just say that it
complicated.
is.
Just include it. It's fine, yeah.
Bucket list coasters, hands down. Terran, Nefeskessen, Speed Monster, Tornado, and Tornado.
which-
10 tornadoes in Denmark. It's the launched into
At
Oh,
Bakken.
Bakken,
coaster.
okay.
Yeah. And honestly, the Megalite that they have in Denmark, the
Puritan.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
And
great.
yeah, I'd say Zadra.
Yeah.
Ride to Happiness. Also.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, okay, yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, Ride to Happiness is my number one most anticipated. Totally forgot about that ride.
I'd
Yep.
still say Zadra, but that's really
Conda
close
2
too.
is good.
And Shambhala.
And Untamed.
Shambhala looks amazing.
I've fallen off of the Conda and Shambhala hype train, but they still do look really good.
I think Shambhala looks incredible.
Yeah. I still haven't done a B&M Hyper, so I don't understand like
You've
how
never
good
done
this-
a B&M Hyper?
No, 96. Remember, I'm in California, so it's very difficult because we don't have anything on the West Coast. And even though I've been to a few different parks on the East Coast, none of them had a B&M Hyper at the time I went. Because I went to Hershey before it came to
what
Monium.
hypers have you ridden? Have you ridden any?
Skyrush, Superman El Ultimo Escape at Six Flags Mexico, Magnum, Goliath at Magic Mountain, Steel Vengeance if you count it, but a lot of people wouldn't.
What
And
modern
millions at
B&Ms have you been on?
Gigapedia. What?
What modern B&Ms have you been on?
I think almost everything I've done is from the 90s.
Okay.
Because like what Tatsu I think is the most recent one. That's like a 2006.
Yeah, I think it's aggressive too. I bet.
Yeah. So I'm like I have like all my credits are, oh wait, no, my bad. No, Valraven and Gatekeeper. Totally forgot about those.
Okay, perfect. Take how Valraven rides on the track and
Oh,
mix
God.
it with Ultimo Escape, but I'm sure not as crazy.
Yeah, it probably
That's
won't be
how
as
it would feel
crazy.
for B&M Hyper. They're phenomenal. Depending on which one you ride, they're phenomenal.
Yeah, I really want to try one. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it, but I really want to do one. I just saw a question and my thing scrolled down. Have any of us been to Park Asterix? That's a no.
No, I was hoping to go, but then the opening date kept getting pushed back for COVID, so I ended up moving before I got the chance to go.
Maybe next year we'll go. I would really wait for the Intamin to go
Yeah.
there, but I mean, maybe might as well. They still have a lot of great stuff there, so maybe. Oh wait, that's where Osiris is, right?
Osiris, and that will be where Tutatis goes, the Intamin launch coaster that I've been
Osiris
talking
is.
about.
I'm going now because I want to ride Osiris. That's on my bucket list too. That's actually I forgot to say that. Osiris, as well.
Yeah. Oh, and Tonnerre de Zeus is there too, and it's getting the
Yeah.
whole gravity group, like retrack, which I don't know how. There's some things they did with the layout and some of the turns that I'm not a fan of, but it looks interesting for sure. And then I don't know what this is. Someone asked. I don't know what this is. So
I
have you
think it's
been
a
to this place?
fest. I think
Oh,
it's a fest
okay.
in Germany. I'm not exactly sure where it is, so I don't think so. I mainly went to ones around Frankfurt, so
Wait a minute. Someone asked, is the ride that you mentioned earlier at the fair a Tagada? I don't know if you
yeah,
know. Oh
yeah,
my
it is.
god, those look crazy.
They're terrifying, but they are so much fun.
They are I looked into them because I don't know why, but there was some I think I saw a video of them and I looked into them. They're actually banned in the US and Australia,
Yeah.
so but
So
they
you
look
can
so
imagine
fun.
what it'd be like when everyone's been drinking all night and it's
Oh
like,
my
hey, let's just
god.
uh,
Yeah, those
it's hyped
rides
wanna
up.
do
look
that.
nuts.
Wow, sounds like fun.
It
Uh,
is.
You should go to Oktoberfest then. Carrick, you coming?
Yes.
You coming to Oktoberfest with us?
Yes.
I mean, I'd love to. We'll see what happens,
Bet.
but
Pull up to
Alright,
I'd
bet.
love
Oktoberfest with
to.
us. Let's go.
Yeah,
It should be going on right now, so
maybe like next year's or something.
yeah.
Someone asked this question. I think I can.
I do not. I
don't
understand it
speak.
decently, but I don't speak German.
Okay,
What is?
do you speak German? I'm pretty sure.
And you read that and you don't speak German?
Yeah, I can understand
You
it
can
decently, but
understand
I don't
that. I mean, even I
speak
could
it.
read what that was, and I
Yeah.
have no knowledge
Yeah.
of German. So
I'm probably the most
Yeah.
German person here, and I had no idea.
yeah, I can't really say much on that. And then is that the last question? Am I missing any? I don't
Christian
see
said
any.
finger schnitzel.
Oh
Yes,
my
Christian.
god. Of course. And then anything else? I think we're good. So we'll
Someone
move
said
on. Oh, you have what is it?
the fest is in Dusseldorf. I have not been then.
Okay. It's the biggest fair in Germany. Interesting. I'll
I
have to
did
look
not
into
know
that. Didn't know that. Good to know though. And then I think we're gonna move into our next segment. This is the tier list. So these are gonna be 20 random coasters that we've ridden. I'm gonna put it up here. So 20. Well, not necessarily. At least one of us will have ridden one of these. Basically, is how it's supposed to work. So I just need to like stretch this out and hopefully it'll look good on the thing. But here's the tier list. We're gonna be doing it as a group, I suppose. And yeah, I'll go. So the first, basically, we'll rank the coasters from S to F, and then if we have an argument, the chat can help us out in ranking these, or they can just help out in general. So
Bet.
that's how that's gonna work.
I
First
love
coaster we
tier
have.
makers. I love tier makers so much, so this is gonna be so much fun.
I know, I'm excited too.
Wait a minute. Oh shoot. Now I have a problem because now these are like slightly out of order from. So that's gonna make this fun to figure out what coasters these are from these tiny pictures. I'll go
It's
backwards
like guess
then.
the coaster.
Yeah,
like it.
I can probably guess some of
Um,
these.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just go backwards to forwards. The first one is Wonder Woman. Actually, just RMC Raptor prototype because that way all of us have ridden it. So
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, what are you thinking?
Are we doing personal bias or just a general idea?
Whatever. I don't care.
Okay. I'll probably put that in A.
Okay.
Wait, does this have S tier?
There's an S, yeah.
Okay, then I probably put it in A tier.
Okay. And
I
Marina?
would say B.
Okay.
I would say A or B, but I just feel like B is a little too controversial. I would personally put it in B, but I feel like A,
Well,
as a general like aggression and everything, it deserves A.
it's hard for me because I liked Wonder Woman a lot, but I did not like Jersey Devil at all.
Well, that's not a
So-
prototype.
Oh, okay. For
Yeah,
just-
we're just
I thought you
basing
meant like any like.
No,
just
just-
Railblazer and Wonder Woman basically.
So, okay, then I'd say A.
I love this ride. I would say S, but I think we're gonna get like the chat is saying A, and then yeah, okay, I think we're gonna stick it in there then.
Cool.
I need to actually extend this a little bit so that way that works better. Alrighty. So the next coaster we have is the one and only Skyrush at Hershey Park, which I know is gonna be pretty controversial. I actually am wearing a Skyrush shirt, so
Oh gosh.
it's
Oh.
fine. Yeah, just go for it.
I'm gonna say C.
All right.
I say D.
That's a bit much.
No, I hate it.
All right. It'll be interesting how the chat evens this out. I'm
I
saying
genuinely,
S.
Yeah, we'll go with what the chat says because we are so divided on this one.
I
Well-
genuinely cannot think about a good thing about that coaster. I do not like it.
It's tall. That's what I think like about
It
it.
doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, you're right. It goes up too fast. It doesn't feel tall.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of cool though that it does go that fast. I don't really know too many other coasters that have a lift hill that does that, but yeah. S A. I mean, I think we're not gonna put it in S because you're a C and a D. That just wouldn't really work. So, yeah, we're
I
getting
put it
some
in
S's.
B. I would put it in B.
All right,
Like,
I
giving
think
a general idea with including
Yeah,
everyone's opinions. I
that-
think B is fine.
painful, but yeah, we'll stick it in there for now.
Okay.
Next one we have is, and oh, this is why I was worried about this because
I can name a lot of these. I think.
The problem is the wooden coasters are really.
Exactly.
I know which ones I put in. I just don't know which is which. I think this is actually, and this is one that I've only ridden. This is Roar, I believe, at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom before it went defunct. It was a fun ride, but I mean, it wasn't an amazing GCI, so I'm gonna put that
It's
in
a-
C.
It's a clone of the one at America, right?
Yeah, but this one was a lot better than the
Okay.
one in America.
Okay.
When it got RMC'd, people literally joked that they RMC'd the wrong Roar because this one was a lot better than the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Then I would think that's a good spot for it.
Chat, what do we think? Before we move on. Also, C, I think that's probably what we're gonna go with. So I'll see if more things come in, but I think we'll just move on for now. Next coaster we have, shoot, and the problem is some of these are out of order. I think I figured it out. I think this is Prowler right here at the beginning.
Yeah, I was
so
about
we'll
to
go
say
with that.
Prowler or Mystic because Prowler and Mystic look way too much alike. So yeah.
This is Prowler because I don't
Prowler,
have
yeah.
Mystic on here.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this one?
I like it. I would probably put it in B
All right.
alongside Skyrush.
And Marina, have you ridden this or no?
I have not.
Okay, so we're B, and then what's the chat say for Prowler? We'll get to that in a second, but we'll put it in B for now. So yeah, that seems fair. And then the next one we have is Wildcat at Hershey Park. I'm pretty sure that's what this one is.
Yeah.
I think we've all ridden this.
Yeah.
I'll just say I'm willing to put this in D, potentially even F, but I think
Yeah,
I'll
I
go.
I was gonna say
say-
C or D.
I would say D as well.
Yeah, I think I can agree with D because I know there's some people who do enjoy it, but yeah, Wildcat C, D at best. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that then. Next coaster we have is Storm Runner, also at Hershey Park. What are we thinking for this one?
This is Marina's 200th.
Yeah. I love this thing so much. I would say S.
Yeah, I would too.
Wow.
I love the hydraulic launch coasters, but this and the the snake dive. It's just so much fun. But A
Mhm.
tier I can understand as well because some people would probably take Wonder Woman over this. I'd say S or A. I put it in A.
I am pretty like pretty big fan of this coaster, but even I would say it's like an A tier. And let's see what the chat says.
Yeah,
We're
I think
getting a
there's
lot
a.
of A's.
I'm looking at the coasters that we have here. I think there's only 2 that I'd put in S.
So we'll put it above Wonder Woman just for the
That's
sake of
respectable.
it. So,
Okay.
but I think looking at the chat, we're gonna keep it an A, but it's close.
Okay.
Next coaster we have is it's another wooden coaster. Oh no, I know what this is. It's Bandit at Movie Park Germany.
Oh, Marina. Marina's got to
Oh,
rank this one.
Yep.
okay. D tier, but above Wildcat.
Wait, above it, really?
Yeah, it gives better
Wow.
airtime. Both suck, but Bandit's airtime is a little better.
Wow.
So, yeah.
The chat seems to be agreeing here that it's D tier, so we're gonna go with that for now. And then the next coaster we have is another Hershey Park coaster, Candemonium.
I would put that in A.
Already, Marina,
I
what do you
agree.
think?
I'd
All
say
right,
A.
all right.
Definitely an amazing ride, but it falls short, in my opinion.
I would say, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I'll change it depending on what the chat puts in, or it. And it also sounds like it's gonna be, yeah. I think everyone's on board with A, so we're gonna keep it there. And then the next coaster we have is Fly at Fantasia Land.
Marina?
Okay. When I first wrote this, I did not like it, but I have talked to Zach a lot about
Whoa.
my opinions on this, and I was very disappointed when I first wrote it just because I've like there was so much hype built up around it for like 4 years, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I was really excited, and it was a letdown. But if you go into it with the mindset that it's like a good coaster for families and you appreciate the theming, then I think
Yeah, it's
B.
a great family. It's a great coaster for families that goes upside down.
Wait, what was your ranking, Marina?
I'd say B.
Okay, chat. Hi
I think B
B.
is a spot for that.
I'll put it
Yeah.
in there until proven otherwise.
Okay.
Right, B A. Um. Yeah, we'll.
Yeah, I would say that the theming 100% could give it like a little bit of extra, but the coaster itself, um, I would keep it in B.
We are getting some A's, so to even it out, I'll just put it higher than the other two. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's better than Skyrush, so I mess with it.
Next coaster we have is one I'm pretty sure only I've ridden. It's Gold Rusher at Six Flags Magic Mountain, the Mine Train. I mean, considering we have these, and I do actually enjoy this ride. Are they on? Is it on the same level? I mean, I prefer it's Wildcat, but I mean, it's kind of hard to justify it over like these thrilling wooden coasters. So it'll just stick
I
it in
love
D.
mine trains, so if I had to rank it, I'd probably put it above the 2 of them.
We'll see what the chat says. I'm going with D for this. I have no. Yeah, I think that is where I would put it. It is pretty enjoyable, but I mean, it's nothing too crazy. Gold Rusher D, Gold Rusher S. Oh, for nostalgia reasons. Okay, got it. Yeah, Sanford Bridge has been going to Magic Mountain forever, so that makes sense. D. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick it in there. And the next one we have is have to make sure I'm.
I think that's Goliath, right?
Yeah, at Wallaby
Holland.
Holland.
Yeah.
Marina, you've done this, right?
Yeah, I like it, but my problem was the write-offs really, really, really love to staple. I don't think I've ever been stapled that hard. I read it twice,
Wow.
and both times it was horrible, like stapling wise. And it does have a bit of a rattle, but I enjoyed it, so I'd say B.
Alrighty. We'll see what that seems fair to chat. Yeah, they're agreeing. So we're gonna go fat. And next coaster we have is, oh my god, that is tiny. How?
That's
Oh, it's
Hagrid's.
Hagrid's. It's Hagrid's. Yes.
That I would put in S.
I'd say S too.
Wow. Alrighty, chat. Hagrid's. What do you say? We'll see what they put in, but if there's not too much argument, that's gonna be an S, which is kind of crazy. I'll just put it in there for now, and we'll see what happens. An A came in.
Okay,
It's just
S.
Hagrid's is an experience at night.
I'd say
it's just-
S for motorbike, A for sidecar, or B for sidecar.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think we might bump it down. The chat is mostly saying A, and there's even a B in there, so I think
Then
we're
put it
gonna
like high
lower it.
A.
Well, yeah, we'll do that. I think we're gonna do that, which at this point, I don't know if we're gonna get a true S, so that's interesting. Next coaster we have is actually, do I want to work? No, we'll keep going this way. Iron Dragon at Cedar Point.
We both have not been on
We
that.
missed that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
wow.
the
So
only one that we missed.
I've done this. This is another one that it's fun, but I'm gonna put it in D. Although honestly, actually, you
Okay.
know what? I'm gonna
I get that.
put these two over. Iron Dragon C. I mean, I just can't put it up there with. I mean, people are saying C. We might actually bump it up. It is actually. I do really
Okay.
enjoy it, but
I
Alright.
feel like it's one that would rattle. Does it rattle?
no, not really. Not in
That
my
rattled.
experience. I actually enjoy this over Ninja, which is pretty unpopular. So, ooh, I think yeah, we're gonna put this in C. All right, chat. Next one we have is Steel Curtain at Kennywood.
That's a fat B. Because it's fun, but it's not
Yeah.
amazing.
And you
Like
agree,
lower
Marina?
B. Lower B.
I would say higher B. I liked it. I thought it was very fun.
Okay. It
Alrighty.
seemed too quick for me, to be honest.
It did, but I really liked it. I'd say put it in middle B or over Skyrush.
Marina was
So we
scared about the tall inversion.
I was.
so the chat is A, B.
I would low-key put it over Skyrush, actually.
I would
Fine.
too.
We'll
Definitely.
yeah, we can do that.
Yay!
I guess it's the better hyper in Pennsylvania according to this tier list. So that's it. Out of these two. Obviously, we don't have Phantom's Revenge, but yeah. All right, yeah, chat agrees. We're gonna stick it in there. Loch Ness Monster is the next one.
Ooh.
That's
All
tough
right.
because it really depends. Ride isn't super great, but it's just so original and fun that I would put it in B.
For
Oh wow.
me, it's so nostalgic. It was my first inverting coaster ever, so it's very nostalgic to me. I love it, but at the same time, I just
Oh, you froze.
went to BTW a couple weeks ago, and I was not super impressed. It was a pretty bad ride, so it's really hard. So I would say B.
If you want to put it in high C, I understand that too.
People are saying C, C for Ride, A for History, B plus D, C.
Trash. It's not trash. Bro, how is your name
Someone
BG
said.
Dub enthusiast and you say
Yeah,
trash? Dude,
Fake fan.
worst not kiddie ride? What?
Dang.
How
Put
is
in
your
B
name
just to
BGW
spite him.
enthusiast?
I mean,
Just fake
you
fan.
cannot. I mean, they've probably gotten a lot of rides on this, so perhaps
Yeah,
they've
I mean,
ridden it
true,
as good and
but
bad
nothing-
days. So
It infuriates me. I'm just kidding. High C. You could throw it in high C.
I think we're gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
gonna put it in C because yeah,
Okay. All right. I respect that.
but we'll put it higher.
Yeah.
Next coaster we have is Millennium Force. I have it
S.
at. Okay, you say S.
S.
I'd say S or very high A.
S.
I'm gonna go with A, and to be honest, this would be a B had it not been for my night ride. So,
That is the only one on this list
Yeah.
that would be S.
but yeah, A, S, A. All right, and you two said S, so I think we're
S.
actually gonna go for it. I think it's gonna be our S tier.
Yay.
Millie is phenomenal. I don't care what anybody says. It's so
it's
much
so much
fun.
fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, I got it on a bad day is what I was told. Like because around the time when I wrote it, some other people were like putting it really low in their rankings,
Oh
so
gosh.
I wrote it at a pretty bad time. So all right, I can see this. It's still in my top 20. It's not a bad coaster by any means. So it would still be an A, not a B, but yeah.
For the next one, can Marina and I say this together at the same
Sure,
time?
go for it.
All right.
Oh gosh.
3,
Okay.
2, 1. F.
F.
Oh, this is Outlaw Run for you guys who don't know. F. That is a yikes.
Or low D.
F.
Low D.
I
All
like
right, guys.
Bandit more.
Outlaw Run, chat. What do you guys think?
I'm
I
sorry,
mean,
RMC's amazing, but as a roller coaster, this thing is not fun.
This
Not-
and Skyrush are two of my least favorite coasters I've ever ridden
I
in
would,
my life.
yeah, I would take Wildcat at Hershey Park over this.
I
And
would
that's
too.
not to be. Oh, you're just trying to be different. That's because this was just genuinely from the bottom of my heart. I love RMC. I've been on most RMCs. This
The
was
only-
not it, and we left after this. It was
We
just
did.
not.
We got
fun.
one ride and we lap time traveler. But I'd say the best thing about this ride is either the setting or the fact that it's over fast.
Yeah. What's
Dang.
wrong with it? I'll say real quick what's wrong with it. One, it's short,
Everything.
but whatever. There's a lot of short rides. Iron Rattler's short, and that's my favorite, so I'm not going to rule that out. What happens is the same complaint I have with the Raptors. It clanks against the track so aggressively. I think that's from the age of it. It clanks, and it's rough. It really got rough. The steering
It
axle
is,
trains like
yeah.
on Steel Vengeance, Untamed, and Twisted Timbers, glossy smooth. These have the old legacy trains, which I actually prefer. Because it has more like an industrial feel to it. But on a rough coaster, it doesn't have any give. So you're going to feel that roughness like crazy. And I had a really big issue with these restraints. I'm tall, and my legs had to fold back nearly under the seat. And there was a piece of metal that was going into my leg a little bit. And it was not a fun ride. Mixed with being rough, being short, it was just not worth it. And we only waited 10 minutes for it. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's that.
It's unbearably rough, and I don't think the layout's all that great. And the length is okay. The length could be a good or a bad thing. I don't like it, so I'm glad that it's over quicker. But that's I don't like it at all.
If I'm talking no bias and like the general consensus of this ride, I'd put it in like high C, low B. But
just based off the chat, we have 2 A's and a high B, and you two said F. We're gonna even that out and call it a C, I think.
okay,
If that, yeah, we'll do that.
this ride was
Dang,
an
that's so
embarrassment
sad to
RMC.
see it there, but
RMC
I mean-
regrets this.
I mean,
It
they
is
can
sad to
RMC,
see
they
it
can
there.
RMC it. They can do what
That's
they
probably
do.
what they're gonna do. Like they RMC.
Yeah, they
should.
probably
everything around.
are. So, I mean, there's your solution. So, you just have to wait for that to happen.
They should
Next-
RMC it with a Raptor track.
Next coaster we have, actually I'm gonna do it this way, and this way, so you don't have back-to-back coasters that I've only ridden. The next coaster we have is Silver Bullet. Just seeing it's between a B and C for me. If it's a night ride, it's certainly B, but most of the time I'd honestly say this is C tier. So I'm actually gonna plug it in C tier. I think it's high C tier, but we'll see what chat says. I'll just
I would
stick it in
definitely
there.
probably put that over Outlaw Run.
Yeah.
C.
Any B&M over Outlaw
B.
Run, even Green Lantern. I hate Green Lantern.
C. Okay, yeah, we're gonna keep it in C. It'll be high C, but we'll keep it there. Next coaster we have is Colorado Adventure at Fantasia Land.
Ooh,
I am not
really
even joking. I would put this in S. I'm
What?
not joking. Literally, some of the best airtime I've ever that thing is lethal. If you ride it, you'll know what I mean. I know people are not going to agree with me, so I'd say A. But it is miles better than Fly.
Wow.
So I love this thing.
I saw that coming.
So
Yeah.
you're saying S.
Yeah.
And actually, I just saw the chat. Okay, we're actually gonna put Silver Bullet in B because enough people said it, so I'm just gonna do that. And for Colorado Adventure, someone did say Stamford Bridge did give it an A, so
Yes, sir.
B, C. Shoot, this thing I don't think we're gonna quite get an S, but this could be like an A tier. I think
It should be.
we're gonna plug it in. So,
That's nice. I like that spot for it.
all
Me
right,
too, that makes me happy.
Colorado Adventure. Let's go. Wait, yeah, Colorado. I keep thinking sometimes it's Colorado Express. I don't know why, but Colorado Adventure.
They used to call it the Michael Jackson Thrill Ride because
Yep.
he wrote it. Yeah, fun fact.
Yeah, that's actually really cool that he was able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The last coaster we have is one I've ridden. It's the Giant Dipper at Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. I know the chat will overrule me on this. I'll plug it in for A for now. I love this ride. It's a really old wooden coaster. It's getting close to 100 years old, but it still has some really good airtime moments. The lift sequence and the pre-lift sequence is actually really cool, really unique. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't ridden. And the views you get because it's by the ocean on the lift hill is also great. Also really good laterals. It's just such a great ride, but it's a classic. And everyone's saying B, so I'm just gonna plug it in there. We'll make it higher B because
Yeah, over Skyrush. Let's go.
Yep.
I like that list though. We did a good job.
Alrighty, here's our list. No F tier rides and only one S. Certainly an interesting tier list ranking compared to perhaps some of the past, but that's why we do these. You never know what you're gonna get. So, yeah, I don't think that Giant Dipper rides anything like Big Dipper at Blackpool. It runs pretty well actually. So, yeah. But those are the rides. So that's the tier list. And with that being said, we're gonna move on to the last segment before the Q&A. That is topics to discuss, and I wanted to do this first one. How has doing the podcast been for you, Zach, getting back into it, and I guess for you, Marina, this is your first time like doing this. How has it been doing it is basically what I'm asking.
The first time I did the podcast, it was a lot of fun. We got to just be enthusiasts and just talk about whatever came to mind, and it just the name Talkin Trimless really spoke when we just talk about random stuff. And now getting back into it, especially with Marina, who I have a far better connection with, it's so much fun to bring up the stories that we had and get back into the swing of things. And I no bias whatsoever, but I genuinely think that these 3 episodes that we just put up are the best episodes that I've ever recorded for a podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been very interesting for me considering this is all new. I've always kind of preferred just to stay like behind the scenes and help out that kind of thing. But it's been really fun. I'm really glad I got to do something new, and I'm thankful I get to do it with Zach because it definitely helps with me not feeling comfortable and stuff. It's nice because we can just talk, have a normal conversation, and yeah, I like it a lot, and I'm very glad I get to do it. So.
Alrighty. Yeah, going from like being someone behind the scenes and then I guess like actually doing this stuff, that's definitely got to be quite the adjustment. So that's really cool to hear. And then yeah, that's good to hear that you've really enjoyed doing these episodes as well, considering you have all the experience with the previous iteration of the podcast. So yeah, good to hear about. And then if you have anything else to say on this topic, you can, and if not, we'll move on to the next one.
We're still really in the beginning stages of the podcast. We're still in the introduction, which is why, again, if you're going to listen to it, now's the perfect time to start because it's all exposition. We haven't gotten into any like segments yet because we're building up to that slowly and slowly and slowly. So definitely go take a listen. Really comedic stuff. Try not to laugh, honestly, through it. And
that'd be difficult.
I know some of my friends from school listen to it who don't know coasters. So we do make it for enthusiasts, but also understandable. The stories are understandable to non-enthusiasts as well. So if you're new to coasters, also great. We really go detailed and explain it from a general standpoint. So definitely a different look than just coaster, coaster, coaster.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree there. I think your stories and what you've done so far, definitely, even if you're not a coaster enthusiast, I think, or that big of one per se, maybe you don't know everything, I still think it's very enjoyable. With that being said, I'll move on to the next one. This is for Marina, you specifically. You've lived in a few different countries. You can, and I'm just like, how has that been like? You can say whatever you want. It can do with coasters or just living there. How has that experience been, basically?
Yeah, so I've lived in Japan, I've lived in Germany, and now I'm living here in Florida. Um, it's it's been nice. There's pluses and minuses. I don't remember Japan super well because I moved to Germany when I was 5, and I kind of grew up there. Europe is incredible. I miss it so much, but I'm really thankful I had the opportunity to kind of grow up there. It was really nice getting to travel so much. I could go to France for the day if I wanted. Um, Amazing food. um, yeah, I miss it a lot, and I always will. But it's been a really positive experience, and I'm thankful.
And we'll get to go back. So,
Yeah, exactly.
and like, I'm lucky that I get to go back with someone who's so experienced on Germany.
Yeah, that's a huge benefit.
And, but Marina, I know you miss it, but we'll go and have an absolute blast. Not just Germany, but all of Europe, France,
Yeah.
Poland, Germany, Denmark, and Netherlands, I think is what we're doing.
It's definitely a big adjustment moving back here because it is so different. But yeah, I like both places a lot, and they both have their upsides. And I'm glad I get to be closer to my friends now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would definitely be a good thing. But it's cool that you've been in a lot of different places. Someone like me, I've been just in basically one city my whole life, so it's very different for
Same.
sure.
I live
Yeah.
in I make the joke that Holiday World is like a coaster is a park that would be in my hometown. Like there's nothing around it. There's
Wow.
just fields. It feels, even though it's in a completely different state, it feels like my home. I don't know what it is. But the park in general does a really good job at making it feel at home. But maybe it's also the fact that they serve free soda and Lake Compounds used to do that, so that probably also adds to it. But
Nice. Dang. And then for those who don't know, I live in Fresno, California. It's sort of a joke, especially now that there's been rumors, not even rumors, there was a thing on the site that showed there was like some pre-planning documents for a Six Flags project over there several months back. It kind of has become like kind of more obscure now, but yeah, Fresno, California, it's in between Los Angeles and San Francisco, right in the middle. So yeah. But no, that's really cool to hear about for sure from Marina. And then for you, Zach, I'm trying to see how I can word this. I guess like basically, what have you learned from your first few years of YouTube, and how will that affect your your future content, and also maybe what are some tips you could give someone who's like just looking to like make content on YouTube?
that is like the perfect question because right now I'm currently writing a college essay and I chose to write it
Nice.
on my best advice I can give to content creating. And that is being different. There is nothing more significant than being different. If you follow what everyone else does, it's going to get stale. And it's not just that, it's going to be super hard to surpass.
Yeah.
So for someone who's doing reviews and that's your channel and whatever, use different colors, do a different style. For me, I did coaster theory, so that alone, it's not, theories aren't exactly 100% original, but for coasters, but I chose to go for like a lot of a glitch looking style, and that's really what I settled on because media, I was thinking media TV, and that's what I made my brand is like this glitching thing. So find something original and become the go-to for it if you can do that, and people will always come to you. That is my best advice. And use the colors yellow in your thumbnails. There you go.
Nice. And then like I guess the other part of it, is there anything you would say you've learned, I guess, like from your first few years?
I mean, I learn a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Little things from editing a certain way to being able to respond to strangers I've never met.
Yeah, for sure.
Editing wise, a lot of it is everything edited is me. Like I don't have anybody edit anything else for me. Never have, never will. So opening up After Effects and doing something completely new is so overwhelming. But over time, it's pushing new things. And I have something coming up which is super new, which will open up a new chapter. But even interactions with people and meeting them in parks and stuff, that's definitely taught me a lot about life in general.
Nice. Yeah, there's just so much you learn, and it's good to just keep it with you.
Yeah.
For sure. Also, Costunes just arrived in the chat. Hello. Yeah, so if there's anything else you want to say, you can go for it, and then if not, we'll move into the final Q&A, and that'll wrap up the stream.
I want to plug something real quick.
All right, okay.
It's common knowledge that as a channel, we don't upload amazing content every single week.
Yeah.
We kind of take slight breaks in between what we do. But I want to say that we're working on something currently, which is a 3-part series. And I actually showed Carrick a little bit of what it is.
Yes.
And get ready. That should be coming out within the upcoming weeks. Right now, we're looking at October 8th for a release date. And it's definitely more than just a video. It combines theory, it combines cinematic, and it brings something new to the table as well. So not just is it a theory, but it also is going to tell a story over a 3 episodic arc. So get excited for that. That's coming, and a trailer will come out soon. So, yeah.
Yeah, and having seen a little bit of it, I'll just say it's very exciting, and it's very different from anything I've seen up to this point. So stay tuned, and that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing for sure, and you guys should as well. So really good stuff. And also Theme Park Media's channel, if you aren't subscribed, I have a link in the description as well there. So yeah, good stuff. And then is there anything else, or Q&A time?
Q&A time. Let's do it.
Alrighty, let's go for it. End of stream Q&A. Any last questions you have, you can ask them, or just anything. Yeah, pretty much just any last questions would be right now. So, yeah. And and we're doing good on time because I like to keep these between 2 and 3 hours. I don't care if it's 2 hours and 59 minutes, as long as it's under 3 hours, we're pretty good. And when I mean by that, I mean from like the start, from after the intro screen, because I know on our thing it says it's like 2 hours 51, but it's like not that long. Did you get to go to Skyline Park or Freze Park Plone, which is the park with GCI El Toro Marina?
I did not, because I lived closer to Frankfurt, so all those parks are pretty far out of the way. I didn't even get to go to Heidi Park, so.
Alrighty. Let's see. You can read over Mrs. Banana Girl's question. I just want to make sure before I put it up that it's good. This is for you, Marina.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, well then we're not. Let's see. Any other questions that have come in? Nothing yet. I guess I'll say both. I imagine we'll get a few more, but I'd just like to say thank you everyone who's been watching up to this point, and of course, huge thank you to you, Zach and Marina, for doing this. Zach, obviously, this is your second time doing this, and Marina, this is your first time doing a live stream. So awesome to have you two, and it's been a great time doing this.
It's been such an amazing time. The first time I came on with the old host of the podcast, it was an amazing time. I had so much fun talking to you for like 3 hours, just around this amount of time.
Yeah,
And when you said that I could come back, I was like, of course I'm coming back. So if you ever want to have us back in the future, let us know, and we will be here.
Yeah,
Just
for
let us
sure.
know. This is so much fun. I love doing this because it's
Yeah.
I said this the first time I was on, but I'm used to interviewing people, so it's strange to come on and get the questions directed at us, so we get the other side of it. But yeah, if you want to have us on again, let us know.
absolutely. And actually, I was gonna thank you. I was actually going to announce this or just say this for any previous guests I've ever had on. If you want to come back, I mean, I've reached out to a few previous guests, but if you want to come back, let me know. Since you have the experience and everything, I'd love to have anyone who's ever been on. If anyone wants to come back, let me know. I would, and that's totally fine if you request it yourself, because I know a lot of people want to see some of you guys return. So let me know if you guys want to return. But no, it's awesome having you again, for sure, Zach. And yes, I think I'll be having you guys on at some point in the future.
Awesome. And we're gonna get you on
For
Talkin
sure.
Trimless pretty soon as well.
For
So
sure.
we'll get the
Yeah.
Talkin Trimless side of Coaster Hour too. So look forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'm super. I haven't done a podcast outside of this, which I don't really consider a podcast, but like being on the other side of it for a while. So
Yeah,
that's
when
gonna
you
be
come
awesome.
over, it's gonna be it'll be interesting because what is this, 20 episode 20 something?
This is episode 24. Which
Yeah,
is
so
quite a
you've been
bit.
interviewing people every episode for 24. That's crazy.
Not quite every,
Yeah.
because there were some I didn't have with guests, but basically really close to that. So yeah.
More than a typical live stream or podcast would.
Yes, absolutely.
For you to come over here, and we're definitely going to do a real deep Q&A with you and everything, and that'll be interesting for you to get that perspective.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it. But I guess we do have some questions that came in. This is for you, Marina. What did you think of the Hollywood ride at Fantasia Land? Is it that one that looks like really
Yeah.
weird?
I don't know how they didn't get sued for that because I highly doubt they actually had the rights to those movies. But you could tell it was like a knockoff of like those movies. So we were trying not to get sued, but it was really bizarre. It was really fun. It never had a line because it was like in the back of the park and no one knew about it. But I'm really sad that it's gone because it was hilarious and it was actually pretty fun. So
Yeah, it looked. Is it reopen? I don't know if it is reopening. So,
I don't
or if it
know.
is open. Because I thought I heard something about it a while back. It looked interesting for sure. So,
Yeah. I mean-
it's interesting to hear about.
Yeah, it's been closed for a while now, and there is a lot of like room back there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were closing it in hopes of putting something else back there, because there's a lot of like room that could be utilized for something else. But
Yeah, they are pretty cramped on space, so it wouldn't be surprising if they ended up removing it. And then, is the Netherlands good for a coaster trip? I believe you've only done one park there, but yeah,
yeah, I've only done Wallaby Holland, but I would definitely say it's a good park for a coaster trip. They have some amazing parks. Wallaby Holland is worth it alone for Untamed. I'm hoping to get to more parks there, but I'd definitely say it's a good country for any trip. It doesn't even have to be a coaster trip. It's one of my favorite countries ever. But if you go, don't skip Amsterdam.
yeah. Oh yeah, Amsterdam. I've heard incredible things about
Yeah.
that city. Yeah, definitely on my bucket list for sure. So that's really cool. But yeah, it's cool. I didn't know that you had been there, so that I don't know where Wallaby Holland is in comparison to Amsterdam, but
I
it's cool
think
that
it's
you've
like
been there.
an hour or something, like an hour and a half something away. Not
Nice.
too far.
And you still have, yeah, Efteling's there, so I don't know if that's high on your bucket list, but that's certainly
Definitely.
it looks really cool.
I'm looking forward to Efteling. That they have that one dark ride. I forget the name of it, but it looks phenomenal.
Oh. Symbolica?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Looks phenomenal.
And then I believe this is going to be the last question, and that is, do we have a coaster count number in mind that is our goal? I mean, I don't really have like a final coaster count that I really want to reach because I'd rather ride good coasters than like just rack up a bunch of wacky worms and whatnot. But I mean, I'm at 96, so obviously 100's on my
you're close.
mind.
Yeah, you're close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm right there, and the problem is I'm trying to figure out what would be a good coaster to make my 100 because in California there's not a lot. Like I guess I have West Coast Racers and the Jersey Devil clone and like Emperor. Like those aren't really great options. So I don't know, but 100 is what I guess I'm focusing on now. What about you two?
You should make your 100th Kumba so we could all have the 3 in the same 100.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that'd be crazy.
Well, you see, I messed up my coaster count.
Oh
So
no.
I thought it was Kumba. Thankfully, I still had a good 100th. It was Twisted Timbers.
Okay. That's
But
respectable.
I messed up. So
Ironically, I messed up mine too, and mine was Tigress, the one before Kumba that I rode. But I will forever just call it Kumba, just because Kumba's Kumba, and I celebrated it as my 100th, so it's my 100th.
I did too,
Nice.
but I love Twisted Timbers, so I don't
And
mind.
Tigress is not good.
But do either of you have a coaster count number in mind that's your goal or no?
I'm eyeing 300 because I'm
Me too.
close, and I've been to a lot of the parks on this side of the country now, so it's gonna be weird for me to find some creds. But I'm like 40 away, so I have to get quite a few. But 300 is on my mind. But end goal, when I die, I would love to have at least 1200. I think that is my end game. That's my
Holy
end
frick.
game. Yeah.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of coasters.
Yeah.
I'd say my end goal is at least 1,000, but like for right now, I'm at 249, so I'm hoping for 300 in the near future.
Yeah, and she's catching up to me. I had double hers, and now I
Yeah.
have 267, and she has. What'd you just say?
249.
249. Yeah,
Wow, really?
she's catching up to me.
Wow.
I'm jealous, low key.
It took
Wow.
me it took me 2 years to get from 100 to 150, and it took me like 2 months to get from 150 to 249.
Okay, that's definitely gonna happen to you. It takes you a while to get there, but once you hit 150, you're just gonna boom straight
Yeah.
to 300.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because, I mean, if I'm getting that many, then it's going to be like boom, boom, boom. Like I'm just
Exactly.
you know,
And
racking up a ton.
Once you get to Florida, like credit after credit after credit, all in one area. So that'll help a lot too. Even if you choose to like not go to Disney or Universal, there's this like Fun Spot, SeaWorld, and then Tampa, which all have a good collection. So that'll really help out too.
Yeah. Alrighty, I think that's going to wrap up the Q&A. If either of you have any last things you want to say, you can say them now. And if not, I'll just wrap up this stream right here.
Yeah, I just have to say real quick, big shout out to Marina for coming on. Definitely still new to the whole on-screen sort of things, but you're absolutely killing it. And yeah.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having us on. I had a blast, and I really hope we can come back on again.
Oh, no, it's going to happen for sure. It's just a matter of time. But no, I would love to have you two back on. So
Let us know.
it's been awesome
Yeah.
having you. And it's and thank you
quick.
so much for
Real quick.
All right.
You should do like a group. So like
Oh,
me,
okay.
Christian, Itai, and Marina. And you should guess all on and we just team up on Itai.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
gonna come back,
That would-
if you're gonna come back, you should have us come back with like a few different people, and we're all just like the end game of Coaster Hour.
Oh my god, that would be great. Like I'd
Because
have
we
to
have endgame.
I'd have to like because I have these formatted, I'd have to get really creative so to make it not everything last ridiculously long
Yeah.
before guests, but certainly that would be fun to do. Something like that. Although I will say that streaming service, or that makes it sound like a thing like you watch, but no, like the service I use to stream these things, the max is 6, so that would be 5. I mean, we could do it, but it's like it's getting close. Of course, I could get a paid version, and that would help out, which I'm considering doing anyways. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But no, once again, awesome to have you two on, and yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all next time here on Coaster Hour. See you everyone.